Great starting pitching, it's going to be fun to watch. The NFL draft is just a few weeks away. Then it's on to mini camps. When it comes to Arizona sports, we are your home for all the news, info, and talk. We're 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of a timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-549-8866. That's 800-549-8866.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks. Choose natural healing.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Are you looking for career opportunities with great benefits and job growth? How about the chance to make an impact? What we do here at the City of Phoenix matters. 14,000 employees and counting, all dedicated to making a difference in the communities where they live, work, and play. So come join us. Help us do work that makes Phoenix work. You can see all open positions and apply at phoenix.gov/jobs. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or...
This is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, Radio Pound, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. That Harris Hicks in the control loop. Yeah, control loops. Pretty sure I'm not having a stroke. It's in the control room. That's correct. I know what the control lube is.
I thought he was getting his chassis lube.
Anyway, what are we? You guys are on the Fanatic text line, and we're broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So there you go. Today is Happy World Book Day, by the way.
World Book.
Nice.
When's the last time you read a book, Randy? What's the last?
Actually in the middle of one right now by Phil Robertson.
Okay, what's the called?
I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
That's the name of the book, or
yeah, I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
And what's the book about? What are you?
Oh, it's a spiritual book and about how he's lived his life and the mistakes he's made and how he's come from point A to point B where he is now.
Can you get a message to him for me? He is wrong. Anyway,
okay,
Harris, what's the last book you read?
If the Bible counts, we'll say last night.
Oh, you're such a suck up, and nobody's buying that. You think your dad or mom might be listening?
No,
the last book I read was the Bible. I bet you got like a bunch of glittery gay vampire novels all over your nightstand. You're a Twilight person, aren't
I'm
you?
not a Twilight person. I know one when I see one, and I am not a Twilight person.
How do you know when you see one?
Oh, you just do. They have a certain stigma about them. There's a certain aura.
So for me, the thing I always say is, if I have time to read a book, I have time to write a book. So most of my free time is I spend actually writing. And
really?
It's been a while since I've sat down and actually read a book, but I have this original idea for a TV show, and I've been I'll write on that if I have spare time, or other ideas and stuff, or comedy. I write, I've been writing a bunch of comedy, and so
that's awesome.
I can't remember. I love to read, but I can't remember the last book I read. I just haven't had a whole lot of time. So, but anyways, today is Happy World Book Day. And a third of people haven't read one in like over a year.
That's sad. But Jeffrey, hearing the fact that you're writing TV shows and comedy, that is awesome.
Well,
I love hearing that.
It sounds awesome, but if it doesn't become anything, it's just a humongous waste of time and mental masturbation.
Sure, but I love that you have like the passion for it. I love hearing that. That's amazing.
I don't know about passion. It's just I have thinky thoughts in my head, and I got to put them somewhere. So that's what happens.
Thoughts.
Yeah, there's thinky thoughts, and so
I see.
There's so few original ideas out there, and when I was just sort of imaginationing, and I came up with a very original idea for a TV show. It's a comedy, but nobody's done this yet. And so I'm not going to talk about it on air because I don't want anybody to steal my idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Dang it. I really wanted to hear you talk about it.
Well, I know, you sneaky little bastard. I'm not going to give you my idea.
Yeah. See, he was trying to steal your idea.
No, I was not. No.
This is why this is why I don't say anything. So anyway,
I really wanted to hear it.
I need more time in my life.
Yeah.
And so I keep trying to get us fired. But until that happens, I don't have enough time.
The guy in the control room is just too good. That's what I'm hearing. I think
is that what it is?
You mean James and Money Radio?
Guy in
no.
The control room is
James,
too good.
Is that like you're saying the big guy up there in the control room?
The guy
like
standing right here.
You're trying to say God is good? Why don't you just say that instead of alluding to the man in the control room up there?
Talking about the guy in the control room, the actual control room. Maybe
I think he's talking about himself, Jeffco.
Possibly, Randy. You might catch my drift. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there is all.
Are you being ironic or
maybe?
Okay. Moist One says, I too think they need to reboot Alf. No, they don't. Dear Lord, they don't. T-Licious says, Happy Wednesday. He says something about going Cubs. And then he says, one more day till the NFL draft. Which we all know that. But honestly, it bears reminding and repeating because like today I had a cardiologist appointment that I forgot that I had until just enough time to get some clothes on and run out the door and go.
Oh, boy.
So I can't say, don't remind me of that. Of course I know that. I don't know anything. So, yeah, tomorrow is our draft show, and we'll be on the show will be on from 3 to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
We probably will not. Harris is stuck there, but Randy and I.
That's right.
If you get an Irish goodbye, you're lucky. I don't know how long we're going to be around, but Ralph and Phil and Nigel, they're going to be out there at the spot on the west side.
I think that's Neil.
Not on this show. It's Nigel. I'm never going to call him that.
Jeffrey,
going to be Nigel.
Jeffrey, you strike me as a big Irish goodbye guy.
Can I just tell you though? Here's the thing, and we covered that yesterday. I don't want to go back to it. And yes, I am.
We kind of did.
So here, the thing about Nigel, Randy, you forgot.
Neil, yes.
No, he doesn't get to be called that on this show, and you should be in on this in agreement.
Okay.
Remember, at the end of the season in fantasy football,
yes,
he was in league. I don't know, whatever. 14.
I don't know. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
He dumped all his players at the end of the year when he wasn't in the playoffs.
Was that him?
What?
Yes.
Oh no.
He's lucky to even. Yeah, he's lucky to be on the air at all.
Oh, he's getting a Nigel from me. He's not.
Yeah,
So
I'm not even
on this
going
show,
to acknowledge him.
He's Nigel.
Oh yeah, he'll be Nigel.
So you thought I was just being mean? No. That's as kind as I can be to just call him Nigel.
I had a dog named Nigel. Fun fact.
Really?
Yes. Really.
Nigel. Yeah, I could see that. You
Yeah.
have to be able to yell the name of a dog for it to be a good name.
Right. Yeah. We had to yell at him a good amount. Yeah. He was.
There's some
always
names
this
there's no way I'm screaming across the courtyard.
What's give us one of them?
Huh?
Give us one of those names.
Just something
Terrence.
frou and just silly.
Terrence. Would you name your dog Terrence?
Why would you name your dog a person name?
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's one of those names that you would never yell and scream Terrence at a dog. I mean, isn't that?
Yeah, they're like,
weird?
"Are you trying to make a drug deal? Why
would
here?"
you name your dog Terrence?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't.
Did
I'm
you have
agreeing
a
with
dog
you.
named Terrence?
No.
Do you know anyone named Terrence?
I don't think so. Actually,
Is there anyone
I know
listening
anyone
named Terrence? Like for real named Terrence? I
What
won't
about
out you.
Maurice.
If you text in and say, "Yeah, that's
Maurice.
actually my name," I know we don't have a Maurice. There's zero chance of a
that
Maurice.
you know of, maybe.
Let's see here. Lost Toby says the guy in the control room touched me. What?
Oh my gosh, Lost Toby.
says-
I've never met you in my life.
He says, "Would that get him fired?"
No, no.
You go in the control room. That's what you get.
Yeah.
That is not what you get. That is not what you get.
Sir Drives a Lot found a way to make a text about Alf that's filthy, and I can't read it.
Wow.
Firefighter says tomorrow's show's on till 9 p.m. Arizona time. That's
Yeah.
midnight in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, it
you're
is.
really dedicated to the cause. Well, Harris says,
Darn right I am.
Randy and I we're probably going to leave right about 6.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll
here,
stumble-
I'm
we'll
here for the
stumble
love
off.
of the game, man.
Yeah.
Like I love it. Love the game. So
I don't know what's going to be happening, but hey, I might stumble off earlier just because we can.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
So much power that Jeffrey has.
Fish Tank says, I had a guy Irish goodbye my poker game last week.
Oh.
We had to just divide his chips and play on.
Dang. Irish goodbye at a poker
So,
game.
were you guys not playing for real money then?
How does he get away with that in a poker
That
game?
guy doesn't get invited back.
Yeah, that takes some impressive
boy.
skill, though.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a party where everybody's having some drinks and you're talking and you're like, I'm really sick of these people.
You know who
Vanish.
is good?
And then, but if you're like sitting, chips are at the table and half
Uh-huh.
a beer is sitting there,
Yeah.
you can't Irish goodbye a poker game.
You know
That's
who is
wrong.
good at
Well,
Irish
I mean, if
goodbye?
it's
Oh.
not for any real cash, if it's just a fun poker game, you're not
Still.
playing for real money.
Don't leave people hanging like that. Everybody's playing
hilarious.
for fun, and all of a sudden you're just gone.
I think
They're
it's
waiting to
absolutely
deal. Like, hey,
hilarious.
go check on Chad. Is he still in the
I wouldn't,
bathroom?
yeah. Wow, Jerry's been in the hospital an awful long, or in the bathroom an awful long time.
Yeah, his chips have been sitting here for 3 hours. What's he doing?
We got to figure this out.
You know who is good at Irish goodbying is my dad.
Oh, yeah?
That guy.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, at the dinner table, he'll be there, and you look there 10 seconds, and he's just gone. He's like
Wow.
Houdini.
He's Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's just in a blow magic trick, he's gone.
Is your dad Irish?
No, he's not.
Oh, that's funny.
Not
Wait,
that we
what?
know of, at least.
What are your people anyway?
I
The
actually don't-
Tennessean.
Yeah, it's just Tennessean and redneck.
Well, his
That's
people
kind of
are
it.
basically a recycling of family genes then. But
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
no,
We
I
just
couldn't-
started
You
in
never
Tennessee.
asked?
Oh,
What, are we Polish? Are we Irish?
No, I know we have a
Scandinavian?
lot of French. I know that. A lot
Frenchy.
of French. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We that's right. That's
Uh-huh.
naturally a little rude, but we have to so we have to fight that.
What
You know.
what are you saying? You were instinctively rude because you're French? and
French
you have
people.
To...
Yeah, it inherently carries.
Listen, you poor farmers, we are here to make an escargot. I do not want to
Yeah.
hear you complain about the snails on your property.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Harris is
well
standing there on the property smoking when he's 3. Just, do not look at my
Exit
dapper. You're in for a bigger disappointment.
Yeah.
Ross Toby says, "What is this about? People play poker for fun?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I actually haven't heard of that.
It means more if there's money, because then you
Yep.
make a bunch of dumb bets.
Yeah.
If it's just chips, but if
Yeah.
there's something behind it, even $20, everybody has
Yeah.
to buy in for $20, and whoever has the most chips at the end of the night gets the entire pot.
Mhm.
So you got like $100. People will play like it matters.
Oh yeah, fear factor is a huge strategic part of poker. Like
Fear
factor.
factor.
Oh,
I
fear
thought
factor.
we were
eating
playing.
worms?
Because I
when
thought we
you
were
play-
playing
when you
poker.
when you play for
Do
fun.
you know what the show Fear Factor was about?
Actually, I've never heard of. There was a
NBC
show.
had a show called Fear Factor, and people would come in and be
Oh,
like,
my
"All
God.
right,
I've never heard of this.
to get to the next round, you have to," and they'll open up, put your hand in this giant bowl of spiders, pull out a
Oh, my
cow's
gosh.
eyeball, and
Yeah.
eat it.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, last time I checked, that hasn't happened to me in poker. At least that's a
Well,
relief.
that wasn't going to happen in poker, stupid. I'm talking about
But
a
when
TV
you-
show.
I was saying
yeah.
when you play with money, my overarching point is it alters automatically your strategy because you're like, oh, I can't go in here because this would be too much money. If you were playing with no money, you would go in all in on
Yeah.
everything.
Here's Randy's. The very first thing everybody puts in an ante. The first cards are dealt, and before he even sees the rest, he's like, "I'm all in."
I'm all in.
Like,
That's
oh,
it.
come
Take all
on,
my
Randy.
chips.
Hey, why wouldn't I go for it? I mean,
Well,
it's not
that's
going to
gonna-
cost me
that's-
anything.
It's going
That's
to end the fun.
that's who Randy is, though. You know, Randy's gonna go all in no matter
That's
what.
how you know he just
Pretty
wants to sit there and drink
inspirational.
beer.
If you ask me, that's pretty awesome.
Fish Tank says, "Oh, we were playing for money. The guy left
Uh,
$40 on the table."
Oh, no kidding. Maybe he had a
What?
medical emergency.
Are you serious? You got $40? And yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah,
maybe
that's
he
something-
maybe he poo pooed in his pants.
You're not going to ever invite
Very
him back, are
serious.
you?
It'd take
You
his
don't get an
$40.
invite again. I mean, we're all glad we got to divvy up your $40, but still, that's this kind
Really? You're
that's
not
like-
going to bring him back? Maybe he's going to leave next time $100 on the table.
That's a good point, Randy.
wouldn't
See
have
what I'm
him.
saying?
That's a good point. Yeah.
How many people you think you need for a good poker game? You have to have at least 4,
Yeah.
but I think it's better to have 6 or maybe not 8, maybe 6.
6 is the perfect number, Jeffrey. Yeah.
How
5,
many,
6 is good.
I want to go to Fish Tank poker game.
Because then when you're at 5, 6, you can't just win with like 2 cards and stuff like that. Like there's a lot more strategy involved. You got to understand and read a lot more people.
Harris
Yeah,
isn't
that's a good
invited. He's
number.
counting cards. I can already tell.
Oh, stop it.
He's counting cards. He's right now. He's counting cards.
I'm a
Yeah.
big poker. I like playing poker a lot. I enjoy it. So
Plus,
sue me.
Toby thinks, well, that dude definitely pooped his pants.
Yeah, he had
He
to.
probably
Maybe he had
did,
poo
man.
poo in the pants.
there's no other explanation. Can't
Mm,
be.
I don't know what he did an upper decker.
Well, it could
Fish
be.
Tank, you might want to check your bathroom.
An upper decker.
Mm,
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone did
Lost
that in my
Toby-
high school. No kidding. Actually,
Plus, Toby thinks he pulled a Shaquille O'Neal. He just had
Oh,
to go
boy.
off.
Yep.
with the bumper
Yep.
cable.
So
Bad.
it's nothing to get excited about. But
All right. All right. Then we won't.
Diamondbacks beat the Rays 5-1.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that was a
yes.
good game too.
Yes.
Brandon Pfaadt pitched a fantastic game last night. Went 6 strong innings. Gave up 4 hits. Gave up 1 earned run. Had 5 Ks, and then the bullpen came in and just shut down the Rays, giving up only 2 other hits and 2 walks over the next 3 innings. Corbin Carroll again with a huge day. He had 1 hit, scored 2 runs, and had a walk in there. The Diamondbacks looked like they were comfortable at home. Pavin Smith again coming in, hitting the ball well. Josh Naylor, he was 2 for 4, moving the ball around. Good for them. Good for the Diamondbacks, and we look forward to another win tonight. 5-1 final score.
Darn right. I mean, what's crazy about like Brandon Pfaadt is this Diamondbacks pitching rotation is one of the most expensive rotations in baseball. And Brandon Pfaadt is making like what, $2 million a year, if even,
Yeah.
compared to guys who are making like 15, 20.
Yeah.
You know, paid a lot of money to get Corbin Burns. But Pfaadt, despite being the cheapest pitcher by far on the team, has been the best. He's 4-1. He's got a 2.70 ERA, and he looked darn good against a really good lineup in the
And
Tampa Bay Rays.
And he's what we thought the rest of the pitching lineup would be: consistent and strong.
And still could be. I mean,
and-
it's
well,
early
yes.
in the season. These
Yes,
guys will
it-
start to find their groove, I think.
I believe they will. I think Zach Gallen's going to have a phenomenal year. I think Merrill Kelly will and Corbin. Now, how do you keep a Corbin down? So
Right. Yeah,
I
for sure.
think that this Diamondbacks pitching rotation is going to be one of
Well,
the strongest in the major league when it comes to the end of the season. But Brandon Pfaadt last night was the difference maker.
The way to keep Corbin down, like off the furniture, I'd use like a squirt bottle.
Well, you have to
Get down,
yeah,
get down, get down.
with just a little ammonia in it, so it gives them that kind of smell. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think I'd do that.
Just a little bit of pneumonia, just ammonia, just to give them a little smell.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to douche the dog. I'm just trying to
No,
get him
I-
off the furniture. Why would
Didn't
you
say you're trying? Well,
what are
you
you
smell
doing
it.
there?
You smell it. They
Get down.
equate it to, oh, that's bad. See, but I don't want that anymore. So, yeah.
So today at 6:40, here's the pitching. We got Eduardo Rodriguez. He's got a
E-Rod.
4.09 ERA, and he's going up against Taj Bradley, who has a 5.24 ERA.
Yeah,
and
young guy.
but Eduardo with his ERA, no, it's not great, but it's not bad. He
No.
still has lost 2 games already. And only won
He
one.
has lost. He has lost 2 games, but I think one of the games was because we couldn't score any runs, and that was just so he took the loss on that. The bottom line is we've got to score runs. The Diamondbacks have been doing much better in that column lately. They've been scoring more runs. They've been hitting the ball, which is always good. I think Erod's going to be fine. I think this is going to be a good outing for him, and we'll see what happens tonight. Bank One Ballpark, 6:40 is the first pitch, I believe, at 7:05.
Right. And if you look at Erod's expected analytics here, I know.
What are you doing?
I know you. I know you. Hate, I know you guys don't like
He
analytics.
said the A word, didn't he?
Yeah, I did say the A word.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Put
I'm
that
gonna
back in the A hole. We don't need that.
Well, I'm just gonna say Erod's ERA is like 4.20 right
Mhm.
now, or 4.09, I think.
Yeah.
His expected ERA on Baseball Savant using advanced analytics is 2.88. He's throwing hard, or he's not throwing hard, but he has good movement.
Expected.
He's striking people out
Because it's
Yeah.
the Tampa Bay Rays. And you don't need
No, for the entire
metrics to
season.
know he's probably going to have a
The entire
nice.
season.
Well, he's talking the entire season.
Right.
Oh, I thought you meant
People are
tonight.
only barreling his at bats or his pitches
How often is
5%
that
of the time.
garbage website correct?
It's quite often actually. Or sports books
Bunch of
will
damn math nerds
sports
taking all the
books,
fun out of everything.
use it,
Yeah.
Jeffrey,
Yeah,
to make
that's
lines.
where the guys with the horn rim glasses and the protractors and the extractors in their pockets. And
Oh
they,
my gosh. Oh, you
Oh
guys
my
are
God!
on yourself.
Talk about
ERA.
a room full of nut allergies.
Oh my
Jesus.
gosh. Yeah, I
That's
just
where all them went.
Oh man.
Hey, by the way, it's Pavin? Pavin?
Pavin.
Pavin. Like
Pavin
paving the
Smith.
driveway.
Pavin Smith.
Pavin Smith, yeah.
How about him and his batting? He's up to
Oh,
397.
he's having
Yeah,
a
he's
great
he's
season,
he's having a great start to the season, isn't he?
yeah.
You love to see a guy like that. He's young. He's a part of that nucleus on the Diamondbacks that everybody came up kind of together through the farms, and then they've ended up on the big league team together, and they're playing together again. And he's hitting the laces off the ball. And Corbin Carroll is starting to hit the laces off the ball. You get Josh Naylor going, you get Geraldo Perdomo going. I mean, Geraldo Perdomo is sneaky. He's got some power in
Heck
that
yeah.
bat, and he's got speed on the bases. He can easily take a ho hum single and turn it into a double, which is monumental when you're trying to score runs. And so I really like the lineup for the Diamondbacks, and I
Heck
think as we move along here, everybody's going to see how exciting this team's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, listen, we have to take a break. When we come back, we have many, many, many things to talk about. And by the way, Fish Tank agrees. 6 people in a poker game is perfect. Enough
Yeah.
competition, but doesn't
100%.
result in a 6-hour game with your friends that y'all get knocked out bored as it goes.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
there you go. All right, we'll be back. More of the Daily Blender after this. You're on 1580, The Fanatic.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-289-6215. That's 800-289-6215. 800-289-6215.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
You heard the news. Newsmax just went public on the New York Stock Exchange and listed on the big board. Millions of Americans like you are joining our news revolution. Reuters Institute says Newsmax is one of the top 12 news brands in America. Even President Trump says it's terrific. 40 million Americans go to Newsmax, and its audience grew 50% since the same time last year. Millions really are making the switch to Newsmax. If you want to be a Newsmax share owner, call your advisor or get more info at newsmaxinvest.com. Stand with Newsmax today for a strong America. This communication is for informational purposes only and shall not be intended to or shall not constitute any offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction in which such offer, solicitation, or sale would be unlawful.
The Rich Eisen Show. And now the Giants are just saying one last look at Shador. But what this kid is going to come in to the league with is a toughness and a professionalism and a sizzle. And if you think that that kid can fit into your system and make Malik Neighbors more of a star, got to take a look at it. Got to kick the tire on it. Got to figure it out. And that's what that makes sense.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Oh, Lost Toby, we kind of covered that yesterday. He says, who y'all betting on for the next Pope? I got Pierre Batista Pizzaballa at plus 1,100, which turns out is a real guy. I want the Pizzaballa guy, too.
Wade, I thought you wanted Zuppa Toscana from Bologna.
I wanted the Bologna guy.
Yeah.
The pizza is way better.
I wanted Turkson from Ghana. I think he's a major sleeper coming into this. A dark horse, if you will.
You got to stop calling him a dark horse.
Yeah, you got to quit that.
Probably shouldn't.
Point. I actually didn't.
So anyway, so that's what we got there, Lost Toby. But how do you not have Pope a Pizzaballa?
Not one of my finest moments.
I wish there would be a Pope named Smith.
Pope
Think
Smith?
that will ever happen?
Pavin Smith, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe Pavin Smith for Pope.
Yeah,
maybe probably the Pope with the best batting average ever.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he
he would speak quietly and carry a big stick.
Darn right.
I don't know that part about him, so I guess
no, I mean
have to have some thicker robes.
Jeffrey, bat. Jeffrey.
No, I get your euphemism.
No, bat.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were talking about Moses here with a stick, but yeah, you're talking about Pavin Smith.
Yeah. Don't they have like a staff and they carry a giant staff around with them?
I don't know how many people he's got working for him.
No, I don't mean staff like it. Never mind. Never mind. We're not getting it.
Let's. Speaking of such things,
yes.
Anthony Edwards got fined $50,000 for telling Lakers fans to do certain things to his staff. And the other day at the game, he just starts yelling to everybody that his dangle is bigger than theirs, but he didn't say dangle. And so
what did he say?
He said personality.
His dangle is bigger than yours. That's all.
His personality.
Yeah, is Richard. Is
Richard. Is that like his assistant or?
Sure. Anyway, so he got fined $50,000 for that. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens next. When did they play? Did they play already?
They played last night. Minnesota and LA. Yeah, game 2.
Who won that?
The Lakers did.
Lakers did. It was a real grinding battle, if you know what I mean.
They made it interesting.
Way to stay on theme, Randy.
Apparently, they had to grind it out. So what they said.
They edged out the competition.
Okay. Okay.
So
you guys are on a roll.
So we
Pizza roll or-
know, Harris, you don't got to tell us that. We know.
Yeah.
I just want to give some encouragement is all. That's what I'm here for. It's just encouragement.
We're good. Thank you.
Is that what you're here for?
Oh,
So let's
the moral
see.
support guy.
Let's talk about what happened last night. The Lakers beating. Hey, can you shut the hell up?
Well, he wants to have a say in this as well.
I thought he was- I thought he was-
maybe his dangle needs to be talked about.
No,
Did you ever think about that?
Little girl just came home and he's mad
Oh.
because he's in here and you want because like they keep jumping on her and stuff. So
I thought he was talking to me for a second. But he told his
Jesus,
dog,
Harris,
"Shut
not
up."
everything's about you.
You're right. You're right. I got to learn that.
So
Well, I mean, I could understand when he said little girl, but other than that, Harris, come on.
Randy. That's
Nice.
not nice.
So the Lakers, the Timberwolves. What happened to the Timberwolves? Hey, quit scratching on the door.
Well,
I will say this: the Timberwolves couldn't hit a basket with a hammer. They didn't know how to shoot the ball last night. And I feel like the only reason, and I don't mean any disrespect, I feel like the Timberwolves are a better team and they should have won, but they forgot how to shoot a basketball last night. They didn't attack the basket. They relied on the long point, the long range jump shot. They kind of went away from that real physical type of play. Triple H. Maybe you saw something different, but to me, that's what I took away from that game.
Yeah, to me, it's the role players. Last game in game one, Minnesota got a lot from guys like Naz Reid, who had over 20 points, and guys like Jaden McDaniels, who was like, I think 11 for 13 from the field in game one. Well, game two, he was 3 for 11. Jaden McDaniels. Naz Reid was 3 for 8. Mike Conley, 0 for 5. So Minnesota didn't get a lot of help from those role players like they got in game one, and it caused the Lakers to be able to prevail.
Looked to me like this is all about the first quarter. The Lakers just overwhelmed the Timberwolves right out the gate.
Yeah, they did.
And then later on in the fourth quarter, Lakers tried to give them the game back, but the Timberwolves were like, no, we're good.
Yeah, this is if Minnesota's role players are going to be able to come to play, they'll probably win this series because the Lakers are not getting any help from their bench. Game one, I think they had 13 bench points. In game two, they have yet again 13 bench points. So Minnesota is the deeper team. They have a lot more guys on the bench. The thing about it is the Lakers have the stars. And so if those Minnesota role players don't come to play and they keep shooting bricks like they did game two, the Lakers are going to win this series. But if we get the Jaden McDaniels and Mike Conley, Naz Reid that we got from game one, Minnesota will probably win this series. It's going to be up to those guys.
Yeah, I just have a hard time seeing the Timberwolves give this one away. But, here's Donnie. I thought maybe he was still drunk, but he might still be.
He might still be. Who even knows? Yeah.
Says refs jobbed the Wolves into foul trouble early.
Well, I mean, okay, there were some questionable calls. And Minnesota, you could tell by their demeanor that they let the refs control the game instead of Minnesota just, you know what? Forget about the refs. Go out and play the game. I swear these guys let the refs take up too much space in their cranium instead of playing the game.
But they also use them as an excuse, right? So Donnie also says Lakers can't keep that same type of game up. Wolves will run circles and punish them into 6 games. Wait a second. You had said 4 games. Now you're all the way up to 6. Why not 5?
Yeah. He seemed really confident. Now he's backtracking. I'll say this.
Not a good look.
His excuse about the ref ball, the Lakers actually had more fouls called on them than the Timberwolves. So I don't know what he's talking about there.
Well, there were some questionable calls against Minnesota.
Sure.
It did take up a space. I think it took up a space in Ant-Man's head. It took up a space in what's his name? I can't think of it right now. But anyway, those two guys specifically were just every time you see them on the court, they were making faces at the ref instead of, you know what, go play ball, beat the Lakers and move on, man. Okay, questionable call aside. All right, moving on now. We're going to leave that there. We're going to move on now.
I like that Minnesota played Terrence Shannon Jr. I think he's a huge X factor in this series, a guy that I was extremely high on in college. I don't know why. Well, he fell to the second round because of some allegations that I believe proved to be untrue. But Terrence Shannon, man, He's a great player, and he had a +7 when he was in the game in just 7 minutes. I might predict and say we may see more of him in the game, and we'll see how the Lakers respond to that. But yeah, Timberwolves, it's up to the role players.
So Thunder, took down the Grizzlies pretty handily again. So that sweep is already in progress. There's not much to talk about there, I don't think.
Not much to talk about there. I mean, I'm being from Tennessee. I am a Grizzlies fan. I grew up going to Grizzlies games. So it is very unfortunate to see this. But when I saw this matchup, I circled it thinking, this is going to be a tough one because Oklahoma City won 8 straight against Memphis coming into this. They're just built super well for them. They're also the better team. Memphis came into the playoffs, firing their coach super cold. Yeah, I would circle this as a probable sweep.
And I really thought it was going to be a great matchup between John Morant and SGA. I thought this was going to be a premier, kind of one of those instant classic type of series that everybody was going to look back on. But right now, John Morant is a non-factor, and so is SGA. He's just kind of dishing the ball off to whoever. He's letting the team do all the work, and he's just kind of resting in this series. And I think it's sad, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, this won't last too long, but hey, could you pass a word along to somebody in Tennessee for Grizzly Bears aren't blue.
No, they are not. They originally named the Grizzlies in Vancouver. I believe there's a lot of Grizzlies.
They're not blue up there either.
No, not that I know of. I don't really know where the origination came from because there are really not a lot of Grizzly Bears in Tennessee. There are in Vancouver.
They have like that one, that one crayon left in the box, I guess.
Right. Yeah. You could call it that maybe.
Fish Tank says, there was a time I rooted for Minnesota teams. They always seemed to be the lovable losers. And then something changed. Can't quite put my finger on it. I'm guessing the existence of Donnie is probably a thing that
could be.
Spurred a lot of people to anti-Minnesota sentiment. Lost Toby says clutch fouls don't go against the Lakers.
Clutch fouls don't go against the Lakers. What does he mean by that?
I don't know.
In clutch time, when there's something big on hand, the calls usually go against the other team, not the Lakers.
I'd like to see if there is legit evidence for that. Because that is a claim that people say because LeBron is a Laker. But I want to see legit evidence for that claims that NBA refs have favored the Lakers. I haven't seen that in the final 2 minutes. So
now it's not just LeBron; it's LeBron and it's
Luka Doncic. Yeah. So I don't know. I have an open mind at that claim. I'll say that.
888-368-1580. And the other game that happened last night, the Pacers and the Bucks. And Bucks aren't putting up much of a fight, but I don't know what's going on here, but 123-115. And maybe it was the fact that the Pacer fans were taunting Giannis Antetokounmpo with a homemade clock. So this guy right here, whenever he was doing a free throw, the crowd would chant 1, 2. They're counting down the seconds, and he would just move the hand on it. And there's Antetokounmpo seeing it, and he had to look at it every time. I don't know if that helped, made a difference, but I mean, he was doing okay from free throw line, but they did lose that game. So make of that what you will.
Well, it was also before the game announced that the most overrated player in the league is what's his name with Indiana, and he had something to prove. I mean, he went out and had a good game.
An award they actually vote on.
It was a thing. Yeah, it was a thing. Look it up. The most overrated players voted. The most overrated player in the league is what's his name with
Tyrese Halliburton.
Players Halliburton, the players do.
Halliburton actually about a horrible thing for that's just why would you do that?
I'm not surprised by it with all the trash talk and disrespect in the NBA. I don't see how anyone would be surprised about that. These guys are always trashing each other.
So Yahoo Sports reported that Tyrese Halliburton was named the most overrated player by the NBA players in an anonymous poll. I'll say this.
Why even have that?
When I see those polls, some of them can be true. Some of them can be legit, but Tyrese talks a lot of trash, a lot. And so some of it is bad blood influencing their decision-making. I do not think Tyrese Halliburton's the most overrated player in the NBA. He's proven that.
I'm with Jeffrey on this. Why even have something like that?
I kind of
Why-
like it.
Well, why would you support just crapping over one guy in specific? That just doesn't. I don't understand that.
I kind of like it because it's interesting to the fans to see what the players think. That's kind of all. Do I have a legitimate claim for why this should be a thing? No, I just think it's interesting for the fans to hear like, oh, this is what the NBA players think. But Tyrese Halliburton's proven them wrong, man. He has proven them wrong. So,
well, that's. I don't know. I mean, the NBA is buying this.
Yeah, they voted. I think they've had this for a while. Like Russell Westbrook and got voted one time. I think Draymond Green maybe one time. Rudy Gobert I think did one time. And so they've been behind this for a hot minute, a few years now.
That just seems kind of dickish. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, we're going to have to take a break here. And listen, we are very behind in talking football. I feel like most of this show is going to be talking about the draft and the players, the trades, the picks, the this, the that. Tomorrow in this hour, Harris will do his mock draft.
Darn right.
But we're just going to talk about a bunch of. I still have a few non-football sports things left to talk about.
Yeah.
Before we dive in, but most of this show is just going to be a crap ton of NFL football.
And is that a calibrated crap ton?
Yes, royal and calibrated crap ton.
Okay, very
That's
well.
why it has
Ton of
the
NFL football. All right.
TONNE. That's why it's
got it. Okay, very well.
Lost Toby says Dylan Brooks is the most overrated, and they have it because why not? It's a narrative-led league. It gets people to talk about it. It's all marketing. That's the most negative marketing saying, who's the most overrated guy? I mean, that can't an NBA-sponsored poll of other players, that can't work into the advantage of your next contract.
Honestly, everyone thinks that Dylan Brooks is quote-unquote overrated. So everyone thinking he's overrated makes him kind of underrated, in my opinion, because as a Memphis fan, I've seen the Grizzlies with him being the 2 seed in the West and numerous times winning a playoff series. And I've seen what we've been since he's left. And there is a huge presence there that Memphis is missing. They're struggling on defense. They've given up so many points and so many open shots to Oklahoma City. If they had a guy like Dylan Brooks, that would be fixed. Just saying.
Harris's dad says, Triple H is a draft genius. Do your homework. Oh, no, we don't have to do our homework because that's what we got him for.
He has to do his homework.
Thanks, Dad. I love it, though.
Daddy Hicks, you need to understand something. We're going to mock his draft. It's a mock draft, but on the Daily Blender, we mock his mock draft.
Mock the hell out of it.
Yeah, you're going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting on mocking early, though, Randy, because I might be a few minutes late to the show because I'm picking up my wife from the airport. So,
all right,
you're going to have to up your game, or at least read texts from the people who will mock the draft.
Definitely, yeah.
In fact, Harris's dad, feel free to mock the draft as well. It's all in good fun. Firefighter says, "Will we be able to mock Harris's mock draft tomorrow?" Yes, 3 p.m. That's the time that's going to happen.
Anyone can do it, but it's going to be so good. I don't even know if you could mock it.
Believe me.
We can. Yeah. No.
Just
go ahead and march forward with that confidence.
I've always got confidence. I'll say that.
Moist One says, speaking of polls and bad blood, I need to find a new strip club. No, we have no recommendations.
No, Moist One, we're not promoting that.
Well,
no.
Seems like a good time for a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
They told us nothing but lies.
These timeshare thieves out there are terrible.
They bullied us.
Our timeshare is all a scam.
They stole from us. They were thieves.
I was completely taken advantage of.
Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and I know the tough spot you're in. Are you asking yourself, why did I buy that timeshare? I'll tell you why, because that presentation wasn't a normal sales pitch. It was a show to convince you that timeshare is a great investment. They told you it was available today and today only. They said you're foolish if you don't buy. And unfortunately, you believed them. We get over 3,000 complaints a week from folks just like you that were misled into buying a timeshare. Give us a call. I guarantee you, if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-885-4884. 800-885-4884. 800-885-4884.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits. A $2,000 value free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-289-6215. That's 800-289-6215. 800-289-6215.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Fish Tank says, I know you won't tell me who's in your mock draft because that's tomorrow, but Triple H, what do you want the Titans to do with that number 1 pick? Not what you think. What do you want? Do you want Cam Ward? Do you want him to trade it? Do you want something else?
Honestly, I think taking a guy based off of need is never the right decision. So for that being said, I wish the Titans would take Travis Hunter because he's the best player available there. Cam Ward is good, but I think taking a guy based off of need when an NFL roster can change so much in a few years, much less a year, it's not the decision that has paid off the most for most teams. I would take Travis Hunter because he's just the best player there.
You selfish bastard. Wow. You know that you would waste Travis Hunter on the Titans.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You would Mike Trout him. You would Shohei Ohtani him.
We might actually.
Actually,
I don't know.
It's more Shohei Ohtani, really. Think about it.
Yeah, it is a lot. Shohei Ohtani. Yeah.
Don't waste that generational talent. You take your quarterback like a good little Titan.
Is that so?
That's what's going to happen.
That's what we should. That is what's going to happen. Titans are probably going to take Cam Ward, and you know what? I think Cam Ward's a good player. I'm just not sure I would take Cam Ward there. Nothing personal towards him. I just think Travis Hunter is the best player there.
Moist One says, they're going to waste him. He says, Jeffrey, he's going to the Browns.
See, here's the thing about when anyone messes with the Titans, I can't sit there and defend them. I have to take it, like kicking a dead horse over and over. And that horse doesn't do anything because there really is nothing. I have no ammo.
You know what?
I understand.
Moist One, that's a good point, actually. Because if the Titans don't take Hunter, the Browns do, and he gets wasted there because they're just a waste.
The Browns are even worse than we are these last 20 years.
Now I'm feeling like the Titans should take him.
Yeah, and then at third, I think it's the Giants after them. And so it's like, what have they been for the last 10 years? Now, the Patriots, on the other hand,
well, the Giants have been short a good quarterback. and possibly a good coach. But
Maybe.
I feel like the Giants have more of a chance to win some games than either the Titans or the Browns.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have been just missing a decent quarterback.
I think the Giants, they have something. And I talked about this a week ago, but Russell Wilson, look, I get it. He hasn't lived up to the hype in Pittsburgh and in Denver, but he's won a Super Bowl. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt in any way I can. He's going to the Hall of Fame. You know, honestly, Malik Neighbors is probably the best receiver he's played with since his times in Seattle. He might be up there with Doug Baldwin in terms of how good he actually is. And so there could be something special brewing in New York.
Sir Drives a Lot says Cleveland, yes, is going to waste Hunter too. Beer Bob says, so Harris, if they take Travis Hunter, then what's your answer at quarterback? Aaron Rodgers?
My answer at quarterback would be to just let it ride and give Will Levis a third year to prove himself.
He's like, look how far we've gotten without a quarterback.
Well, if I might be so bold and quote The Athletic here, I was reading this online just before the show about the draft. And according to The Athletic, there are reports that the Browns and Giants are allegedly, apparently fielding calls for their top three draft positions.
You know, one of the people who's talking about, hey, we got some surprises for everybody. Jerry Jones is letting on that there could be some surprises. And
what is he? What are you going to have balloons? What the hell is? I mean,
well, he's thinking about trading up.
Yeah, he's at 12 right now.
You know, he does dumb things.
Well, I wonder because Dak has been talked about being rumored in some trades. I wonder if Dallas is thinking quarterback.
So you're going to trade picks and Dak. You can't just trade Dak for this number one pick.
Well, yeah,
I don't
for sure.
I don't see a guy in the draft that's as good as Dak Prescott. Just because he hasn't taken you to the playoffs doesn't mean that he's not a good quarterback. Right. He just hasn't had, in my opinion, he hasn't had the team or the offensive scheme to get him there. I mean, it's not all Dak's. It's not all his fault that the teams can't seem to put together a winning season. I mean, he's part of the cog. I think too much credit is put on the quarterback, to be honest with you,
and too much blame as well. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, goes
Average Joe says Giants will draft Ashton Genty. Oddly enough, the next Saquon Barkley. No, I don't think they're going to.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think they're going to draft him that high. But Genty is definitely going to be a freak in the NFL for sure. I just don't know if he would go at 3. They do have a positional need there, but I feel like Abdul Carter is going to be the pick there at 3.
Sir Drives a Lot says Tennessee should draft Hunter, play Levis, and march for Arch.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I agree with that.
Oh, man. Titans can't have Arch Manning. The Colts need Arch Manning.
Well, I think the Titans with the 1 overall pick have got to, like we've been talking about, they've got to take the Titans. They've got to take the generational pick and Travis Hunter.
Yeah. Here's the issue is a lot of teams will try to draft a quarterback first and then build a situation around him. It's got to be the other way around. You've got to build a good situation that you can put the quarterback straight into, like Washington did with Jaden Daniels and getting Dan Quinn and having Terry McLaurin and spending some money on that offensive line. Like, that's a good situation. Do the Titans have a good situation for Cam Ward to immediately step in and prosper? That answer to me, judging that they won 3 games last year and haven't made many changes in the offseason, is a no.
Harris's dad says, what was Cam Ward's Wonderlic score? Well, it's 3. It took him 3 licks to get to the middle of a Tootsie Roll pop.
1, a 2, a 3,
a crunch. Said Vince Young scored a 6. I don't really care about the Wonderlic. I don't think anybody should, because a lot of times the guys are just sitting there like, I don't want to take your dumb test. They're not trying. And, it doesn't matter to anything.
There's also more credible IQ test out there than the Wonderlic, like the S2 test they developed.
Should be a football IQ test.
Yeah. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick has the highest Wonderlic of all time. Drew Brees got a super low Wonderlic, and he's known to have like one of the highest IQs ever. And so I don't really
out
trust
of college.
the test
You're
a lot.
like, I've taken enough tests. You've seen my body of work.
Yeah.
Draft me where you want to draft me.
Watch
Well,
the
here, we
film.
want you to take this test. And you're like, I don't know. You know what happens
Yeah.
with me? Every now and then I like to take an IQ test to see how things are going.
Really?
But I get bored. So I'll be going along and be like, not another one of these. It's
To
like, it's
see how
not that I
things are
can't
going.
figure it out. I'm bored by it. And so I can imagine why somebody else would be sitting there taking this Wonderlic going, I don't want to do this anymore.
I took the Wonderlic one time. I forgot what I got. It was
See, that's how dumb
while
you are.
ago. Is
If
that
you would
so?
remember if you had a high score.
Well, I think too, with this era of like super mobile and athletic quarterbacks, the Wonderlic has kind of lost some value.
Are you super mobile?
Yeah, actually, I'm quite fast, quite speedy, Jeffrey. Yeah. Yep. I know Lamar Jackson got a super low score on the Wonderlic, and he ended up being a fantastic pocket passer, could read defenses super well. And I think that sort of went at the credibility of the Wonderlic right there and kind of slashed it. So
Fish
yeah.
Tank says, I keep seeing the Dolphins connected to a cornerback from Michigan. He'll certainly help Tua not get his brain scrambled.
Will Johnson, yeah, is who they're talking about. That could easily happen. And Will Johnson's a stud. He was
Yeah.
a starter as a true freshman at Michigan.
Fish Tank, I agree with your snark. I have on my needs list here, offensive line should be exactly what the Dolphins are concentrating on, because you got to keep old Tua upright.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. I mean, if there's a team that has that need, that is the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, it is, because he's been hurt in some serious stuff. And, the Dolphins, they did spend a little bit of money on their O-line, but they do have some gaps there. They got Eichenberg, who's okay. Aaron Brewer's a solid center. Austin Jackson, a former USC guy. So, they have some dudes there, but they definitely need some on the O-line. I agree with that.
This entire segment was just because somebody asked a question. I wasn't really ready to talk football yet, so shame on whoever that was. But Chosen One says, great point, Harris, on building a team before drafting a quarterback. That's why I'm optimistic about my Vikings. Built a good O-line via free agency, and now I can fill in defense via the draft.
Yeah, Minnesota's got a great situation for any quarterback to walk into. Honestly, I feel like J.J. McCarthy's going to do great things there, if I'm being honest. I saw what he did in Michigan.
We haven't
Because it's
seen
a
him on
great
an NFL football field yet.
Because it's a great situation for any quarterback to walk into. You have one of the best receivers in the league. You have one of the best left tackles, a super important position for right-handed quarterbacks, and Darisal's fantastic. They're in a good spot, man. Any quarterback can walk in and succeed there. Saw what happened with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are they drafting? They're drafting. You think they're drafting defense, huh?
I think they probably will draft defense. Yeah.
Are you done with your mock draft? Have you prepared it, or are you still working on it?
My mock draft is prepared. I'm just open to some mind changes, and I'm looking into some little things here.
It's a living, breathing document.
Yes. It'll be
Is
available.
it on paper or in a computer?
It's on a computer.
So young. Such a Gen Zer.
I can put it on paper.
Wait, are you Gen Z? Are you Gen Z?
I'm Gen Z, yeah.
Ugh.
I know. I get it. I know.
I got a quiz for you later.
Okay.
Well, they came out, and some website put out another list of common skills that Gen Zers don't know.
Okay.
So we're gonna put you to the test on that.
Oh shoot! All right, here we go.
Backing up to the draft for a minute, Miss Kim, my beautiful wife,
Yes.
and I were
My
speaking.
wife.
My wife. We're speaking earlier today about this NFL draft, and she says, "Now wait a minute. I thought there was a party. We went somewhere maybe last August or September, and I said, no, honey, that was the fantasy football draft." And she said, "Oh, okay, all right. When is that happening?" I said, "I don't know. Usually it's late August, early September before the games get going.
Yeah.
Is when we do our drafts, because Jeffrey doesn't like to wait." Or he doesn't like to pick.
I like to wait till
he likes to wait until the last second to avoid any last minute injuries in training camp and stuff like that. But I know. Look, I know that the Weekend Ballers. What is it again? What do they do again? The Weekend Ballers.
The Weekend Warrior Show.
Oh yeah. I know that they're out there, but why can't we be out somewhere doing a big giant draft party?
Oh, I didn't think you wanted to. I thought we were just
we would have fun. I think.
I'll tell you what,
Good
we'll do
point,
it next year.
Randy.
Next year?
Yeah, well, next year we'll have a big old let's all get drunk and watch the draft party.
You know, Miss Kim she's aching for another Blender road trip.
Well, we are going to go see Fish Tank's band
Friday
on
night.
Saturday.
Is it Saturday or Friday night?
Saturday.
Saturday.
I think it's Saturday.
Where is it at again? It's at the
Yucca Tap Room.
Yucca Tap Room Saturday. It's Fish Tank's band. Sleeping in the Nude.
No, it's Light Sleeper.
Light Sleeper live and in concert.
Last I heard, they're the opening act for some other band, but be there at 8:00 to make sure you see them. They're going to have T-shirts with the cool Light Sleeper design on it.
Oh, those are cool too. I saw those.
We could all have a nice beer together and just watch his band and just have a little fun out there. Saturday
hell.
at
I'm
8
having
p.m.
I'm having that bacon whiskey drink they have.
Say less.
Yucca Tap Room is where
Yeah.
that is on Saturday.
All right.
So, well, I still have a couple more non-football things we got to get done, and we'll do that when we get back. And then the rest of the time, it's nothing but football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. T&Cs apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
They told us nothing but lies.
These timeshare thieves out there are terrible.
They bullied us.
Our timeshare is all a scam.
They stole from us. They were thieves.
I was completely taken advantage of.
Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and I know the tough spot you're in. Are you asking yourself, why did I buy that timeshare? I'll tell you why, because that presentation wasn't a normal sales pitch. It was a show to convince you that timeshare is a great investment. They told you it was available today and today only. They said you're foolish if you don't buy. And unfortunately, you believed them. We get over 3,000 complaints a week from folks just like you that were misled into buying a timeshare. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-885-4884. 800-885-4884. 800-885-4884.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
After trying Skechers Slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. You got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Base Slappa has a question. He says, hey, who's the 26-year-old quarterback from Hamilton High and Texas Tech and other schools, and he's taller than Kyler Murray? I think he's in the draft.
Yeah, Tyler Shutt is probably who he's talking
Tyler
about.
Shutt?
Tyler Shutt.
Shutt?
I
Spell
shot
that.
the Tyler.
It's spelled weird. It's like Shough.
And
I believe that's him.
Shuh?
Yeah. Tyler
Shuh.
Shutt. It's
Shuh?
the weirdest
There's a T?
pronunciation. No, but that's how it's pronounced.
Shot the sheriff.
He'll never make it in the NFL.
But I did
He's very
not
tall.
shoot his deputy.
Not with that name, he won't.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can't. We don't know. Oh, Andy DeCumpo.
No.
Yeah. It's like it's a weird pronunciation.
So I've never heard of him. So he's in the draft, or he's just available. Not like he's going to actually get drafted. Or
No, he's in the draft. He's legitimately in the draft. And
where is he looking to go?
He is looking to go. So he played at Texas Tech, but he was at Louisville last year, and Louisville was really good. So, and he's a big body, 6'5", 225.
Oh my
So
God,
he's
he is
probably,
a big boy.
Yeah, he's probably going to go. He kind of had a rough combine, what reports are saying. So probably around 4th round is going to be my guess. So
Did you just say 225 is big?
6'5", 225 is.
What
a big
if you
body.
happen to be my height and 221?
Oh, then you're Gordo.
Yeah,
Guess that's
I didn't
me.
want to be the one to say it.
I can say it.
I'm a roly-poly.
Rolling.
Where was those weeble wobbles? I weeble wobble, but I don't fall down.
What about
I'm
5?
more roly-poly than both you guys put together. So,
But remember, guys, it's about what's on the inside. And you guys both have that.
Here's a skinny little pissed off guy in here.
yeah, well,
Anyway,
is that
so
me?
there you
Is that
go,
what you're talking
Blaze Slappa. It's shut.
Yep. It's a weird pronunciation. Quite overcomplicated. I would say.
Why does everybody got to have weird damn names these days?
I don't know, man.
Didn't
Why
used to
can't
be
we
this
just stick
weird,
to
did it?
Bob Smith, or John Johnson,
All
Gets
right.
the job done. It's easy.
And now I'm annoyed. But listen, Hamilton High, which by the way, Hamilton High is the spinoff from Gilbert High. And so, props to the East Valley. I don't know what they're doing out there, but that's where Brock Purdy came from, Perry High School.
Yeah.
And then now this guy. So
Yeah.
I don't know who's teaching these guys, but he must be
I
pretty
don't know,
good.
man. I mean, there's been some Arizona. It's not necessarily like a state like Georgia or Florida or Texas, but every once in a while there's good talent that comes from the state of Arizona. And so it'll sneak up on you, but Arizona football is really growing high school wise.
So we have a new texter on the text line.
What? A new
Uh-oh.
texter?
Another new one.
From the 319 area code.
No kidding.
What area code is that? 319.
I don't know. Can you look that up for me?
I am looking that up at the
I was
moment.
suspicious it was somebody like from your camp.
I don't think so.
But it says, is there any chance the Titans take Travis Hunter?
First off, 319 is from East Central Iowa.
Huh?
Very interesting.
So
Very interesting.
we should give him the text nickname of the blandest person ever.
No,
But-
come on now.
No, he's already chosen his texter nickname, which seems
All right.
like more like a gamer tag.
All
Basically
right.
Maybe it's Caitlin Clark.
says this is Tank Blood.
Tank blood.
Tank blood.
Tank blood.
That's right.
Why? Why Tank Blood? I'm kind of
Hey,
curious.
remember, this is the place, like you said, where you can pick your own nickname.
No, I
Right.
know. I'm allowed to ask why, Harris.
Yeah,
Don't tell
that's
me
fair.
my business.
That's fair. That's fair.
Tank blood.
Kind of curious what it is. I mean,
I am curious too.
Do you have a tank of
Hmm.
blood? Is it you want blood for your team tanking? You're tanking?
Tank blood.
I'm struggling with what this means.
That's because they are into tanks. They're into tanks.
Maybe.
And don't get in front of my tank, or you will be just a sloppy pool of blood.
I'm guessing it's a gamer tag. That's
Maybe.
my guess.
I
But
feel like that's
whatever
right.
it is, I'd sure like to know. Well, welcome to the program. And is there a chance Titans take Travis Hunter? Sure, there's a chance.
Yeah. I doubt it though.
Judging by what Cam Ward said, what the odds are, slim.
Hefty Lefty says lots of blood and tanks in the movie Fury.
Ooh, tank blood.
Base Slappa says you're gonna be mad when he wins the Super Bowl.
Who, Tank Blood?
I didn't know he was playing. Let's see. Moist One says, okay, I can't read that. Big George says that's not breaking news. That's not breaking news. Are
we breaking it?
Breaking it? We're breaking it?
I think I saw this like way earlier today. So I'm just going to tell you.
Okay.
Okay.
We're not breaking it. Everybody stand down. We're not breaking this.
Yep.
Everybody
calm down. No overreacting.
I don't feel like it's just happened minutes ago.
I had to get the band together. They had threw out their cigarettes and they were ready to play.
Okay. So here's what it is. It's not, it is sort of. Let me tell you why. I saw a story earlier today that Chicago Bears icon and Pro Football Hall of Famer Steve Mongo McMichael was moved to hospice. I did see that, but then now it turns out he has passed away after a year-long battle with ALS.
So man,
he was 67 years old, famous for getting thrown out of a Cubs game by umpire Angel Hernandez after McMichael criticized Angel Hernandez's calls during the 7th inning stretch. I remember that.
When was that? I've never heard of that.
2001.
Wasn't he there to sing?
I saw a video. It was hilarious.
Wasn't he there to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game"?
I believe so. He was on the mic, so he criticizes Angel Hernandez.
You like, get your act together, Angel, or something.
Yeah. So crack a beer for this guy.
When did he get ALS? I wonder what year that was.
Year-long battle. Harris, a year-long battle.
Year-long battle. Okay.
I feel like that maybe might have been a year ago.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. I'm sorry. I mistakenly missed that part. Yeah. It is pretty self-explanatory. Yep. Not one of my best moments. Yep.
Slow Mo Zo says, non-football, finally talking soccer? Never. No. Just no. Just no.
That is sad about Steve McMichael because he was awesome. That Bears team in '85. I mean, he was a huge part in that. I mean,
part of that monster defense they had.
Number 76, old Mongo.
Him and like one of the William Refrigerator Perry. Oh, that team. It is. Talk about identity. Talk about identity. That team had it.
So, number one Rattlers fan says, I know you guys like sports gambling. Do you have any cash on any draft proposition bets? For example, over under 3.5 quarterbacks in the first round and that sort of thing?
At the moment, I do not. I'm still compiling bets together. You'll hear them tomorrow.
Randy and I don't have any money, so
I will have some bets tomorrow before the draft for everyone to place. So, yeah. I have a lot of preseason, like bets I placed a long time ago. So, at the moment,
Fish Tank. Hold on a second here. I got to read this. Moist One says, just another reason why hospice is my least favorite Spice Girl. Yeah, I know. That's just the worst.
Wow.
Sir Drives a Lot says, rest in peace, Mongo.
Yeah.
Tank Blood says, get off the tracks when the tank is coming through.
Yeah.
He says the gamer tag for sure, Jeffrey. See?
Tank Blood.
You called
I know my texter nicknames.
You called him. Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Tank Blood. Tell us a little bit about yourself so we get a bead on who the hell you are and who your teams are and that sort of thing. Fish Tank says, a year-long battle starting a year ago. Guess that's not part of the Tennessee high school curriculum.
Wow.
Dude, easy. You went to ASU.
Take it easy on Triple H. He's new here. You're trying to break him in early and easy.
Thanks, Randy. I appreciate it. Hey, I missed it. I was too busy doing things in the control room and got a little bit distracted. And so
Tank Blood.
I hear it.
Look at the excuses flying.
Can I make up some sort of a sounder for Tank Blood?
Better.
Yeah, like a cannon fire.
Tank Blood.
Fish Tank also wants everybody to know Saturday at 8 p.m. at the Yucca in Tempe. That's right, Yucca Tap Room. No cover at the door, so it's free. Just walk in, grab a beer, listen to some tunes, and then we can all talk trash and drink one another right under the table after that.
Why do we want to talk trash?
I don't know. That's what he says. I don't know if he's going to talk trash about us or if he's expecting we're just going to rag on his band or something. They're actually really good. I don't know why you'd think that.
Okay.
I've heard them on the radio. They're good.
Hefty Lefty says over 1.5 punters drafted.
In the
No,
first
say
round?
No, 0%.
0%.
I'll take the under.
Under for sure.
The Jet says maybe the year-long battle was a couple of years ago, and just now finally he's passed away. He had a
could be.
year-long battle. He waited a couple of years, and he was
I
like, you
mean-
know what? I think this is time. Like he stopped fighting, but he hung around a while.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Jet. You don't make many good points, but that might be one.
That's a good one, Jet.
So my wife sent me this story. My wife, I'm doing that to be ahead of it before Moist One does it.
Mm-hmm.
He always texts in my wife anytime I mention my wife.
Yeah.
So one of the dumbest things, I think The Bachelor and The Bachelorette are just dumb shows.
I agree with this.
Waste
All
of
right.
time.
All right.
Yeah.
And then they had the Golden Bachelor, because that's what we needed to see, is a bunch of 70-year-old women in a hot tub.
Oh, wow. They had that? Wow.
I don't know. I just imagine they did, so I never watched. So now they're doing it again. Now they have the Golden Bachelor, right? They get a 72-year-old guy. He finds this gal, and he's like, "Oh, will you marry me?" And everybody's like, "Yay!" And then they broke up like immediately. And then he got the cancer, and he's going to die. So,
no kidding.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Oh yeah. So now they're like, you know what? We need to do this again. I thought the first time would have been enough, but they're doing it again. Only this time, they're like, well, maybe not 72. Let's go younger. Well, how do you do the Golden Bachelor younger? Well, then if you got to at least be retirement age,
65 or
right, or older. So they did. They found a guy who's 66. You might remember him, Randy. Mel Owens, former NFL player turned lawyer. That is now your second Golden Bachelor.
No kidding.
Yeah. He played with the Rams. He was 9 years with the Rams and retired in 1991 after he got injured.
Wow.
So yeah. So this is happening. So it's an NFL player, so which means he's got some money, and so the ladies are going to be even more interested.
Wow.
I always like it when they find their average Joes more than they have like guys that just have a ton of money.
Didn't they used to have? I don't watch these shows, so I'm not 100% sure.
watch
Didn't
them
they have an average Joe that was posing as some sort of a millionaire, and all these ladies were trying to get with him because they thought he was a millionaire?
And then once they said, "All right," the other thing is he's not really a millionaire. Do you still want him? And they're like, "No."
Oh, that's mean.
That's mean.
Immediately dumped
That's
his
mean.
sorry.
You know
ass.
what?
Wow.
That guy dodged a bullet.
You know
Because
what
if
I
they're
would've
just
done?
gold diggers, man. Yeah,
I
you
would have
dodged a
done
bullet.
is I would have had him be an actual millionaire and
Uh-huh.
then say, guys, he's not really a millionaire. Do you still want him? No. Ha! Just kidding. He is a millionaire. You money grubbing pieces of garbage.
Genius.
Yep,
Genius.
that's
That's,
it.
fantastic.
That
Right.
would have been a great. See, now that would have been a great.
That
show
is the
right there.
ultimate test because you're testing
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, like, marriage. How is your personality going to be? Are you going to be able to fit with each other, And if you have someone who's just about the money, that usually doesn't work out well.
You should also have a thing where maybe you don't tell them that you're rich until you get married.
I like that.
And,
I like that.
And there's a prenup. You say, hey, let's do a prenup to protect you, the lady. And then she's going to be like, yeah, because this guy has nothing. And then after it's signed, aha. And then you say, by the way, I'm very rich. And if you turn it to be a piece of garbage, you still get nothing.
Aha!
Love it.
See, I like
Love
that.
it. That's great.
I
Great
told my
idea,
wife,
Jeffrey.
I said, I will sign anything and everything you put in front of me because I just don't care.
Mm.
You can have all the money when it's over, if it ends. I don't care. And she's like, she was touched by that, and nothing got signed, which makes
Wow.
me think she has way more money than me.
Wow.
Or
And that's saying
Interesting.
something, Jeffco, because I don't know if Triple H know this, but I know that you are just independently wealthy.
yeah, I'm
Really?
rolling in it.
Mm.
Really?
That's how you can tell the guy who's really rich is the guy who doesn't dress like he has to go to a
Yep.
job.
Yep. That's it.
how you know. Hefty Lefty says
that a shot?
no punters will go in the first round, just total drafted through the weekend. Boy, I don't even know if there's punters.
No punters will go in the first round.
Yeah.
That's
Was that-
not going to happen.
I feel like there's a bet there.
It's not going to happen.
Hefty thinks there'll be at least one.
No.
Hefty,
In
you
the-
want to make a
in
bet with old Harris here?
In the first round?
No. Throughout the weekend, for the entire draft.
Throughout the entire draft. Oh,
You think a punter will go in the entire draft?
I don't know. I have not even looked if there is one that could go. You know what? Let me after this break coming up, I'll give you a decision on if
Slow
I'm gonna
Mozo
recruit or
says if Betty White was in a hot tub, you'd watch Jeffrey. I would watch. I'd be in the hot tub. What are you kidding?
Me? Yeah.
Mr. Wilbur says can't wait for midlife crisis bachelor. I feel like that's what the Golden Bachelor ends up being. Fighting Wampa says, hey, don't bag on the old ladies. Jeffrey, I got a friend who swears once you go senior, you'll never have a limp. I can't read that.
Wow.
Average Joe says, hey, I've never been on them shows. Oh, yeah. Because his texture nickname is Average Joe, and you guys are talking about an Average Joe.
Good one. Good one.
Firefarter says, over under on how long after the show the Golden Bachelor lives. Well, the other guy, not even 5 years.
Yeah.
This guy's just 66. You know, he could have another 10, 20, 30, 40, just, who knows? Football player, so not likely. Big George says, Jeffrey, wasn't that the basis for a TV show, Joe Millionaire? And he wasn't really I don't know. I don't watch these kinds of garbage shows.
See, now I said that. I explained that. So somebody, who was the texter?
George.
Just said it? George. You need to listen closer, George. I already explained that.
Cool Jr. says, I like the shows where the prize money at the end, not a bill. LOL. Huh? He was so busy cracking himself with the LOL, he didn't really convey his thought clearly.
Not a bill.
Base Slappa says, you mean Musk? What?
Musk by Jovan.
No idea. Beer Bob says, they should have two guys be up for grabs, right? One rich, one poor. One rich, but won't say who's who. And then you find out who finds true love. Well, here's what's going to happen. The ladies are like, I got a 50-50 chance. So it doesn't matter. I just got to get one of these guys. Then I got a 50-50 chance. Yeah, it probably is a great idea but it's something that we would never watch.
Yeah, no.
No, I would never watch that. Not a fan of any of those Bachelor shows.
Tank Blood says, Iowa always has good punters. The Bears drafted Tory Taylor in the 4th round last year.
Yeah,
I don't want.
I wish I knew who Tory Taylor was.
Iowa
Yeah,
always
I don't know who that is. I don't want to say
I'm
anything.
going to guess
about
it's a
our,
punter.
Could be.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything about our new texter. It's too new. I don't want to drive him away.
Yeah. Good call. Good call,
Yeah,
Randy.
thank you.
Iowa
Thank
does always have very good punters. Troy Taylor's a good punter. Yeah.
See, we keep
he's
getting
good.
back into the football, and I'm still not. We were just talking, non-football stuff.
Yes.
So this is my last non-football story.
All right.
Okay, let's hear it.
Did you guys catch who won the Boston Marathon there?
I did not. No.
Guess where they're from?
I have no idea.
Guess where the and gal who won the Boston Marathon is from?
It was a gal
Harris
that
is
won it-
Googling. You're not allowed to Google.
Was a gal that won the whole thing?
I'm honestly looking at hockey.
No.
scores.
There was a guy who won
I'm not Googling.
the whole
Uh-huh.
thing.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a gal who won the first woman.
Huh? I have no idea.
Boston?
Seriously?
Uganda?
Kenya. It's always Kenya.
Oh.
Kenya. Kenya.
But this is kind of cool because Kenya, John Corer, joined his brother as a winner of the Boston Marathon. So now him and his brother is the first time that you've had two brothers, not the same day, because you can only one person can win. But the Corer, he did it in 2 hours, 4 minutes, 45 seconds, which is the second fastest winning time in race history. So that's pretty amazing.
Wow.
And then also from Kenya, Sharon Ledecky, she broke the course record, and she did it in 2 hours, 17 minutes, 22 seconds.
Wow.
So she was just, what was it, 13 minutes behind the winner. So that's astoundingly fast for
she
for a
ran,
women runner.
what is it, 27.8 miles or something like that is the marathon? I don't know what
26.2, Randy.
Is it 26.2? There it is.
Yeah. If you see a
She did that-
26.2 on the back of somebody's car, run them
Uh-huh.
off the road, but that means they
Okay.
ran a marathon.
Oh my God. Oh, geez. Really? And they did that in 2 hours and change, huh? Wow.
Yeah. Really
Man.
fast.
Really
That is
fast.
quite fast.
I took a 2-hour and some change nap earlier today.
Kenyans are fast.
Hmm.
How come we don't have Kenyans playing football? You know what I mean?
I've always wondered that.
Haven't. I
That's long distance running, maybe, and not sprinting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just amazing, though. So, anyways, that I thought that was pretty good. That not
Wonder
only
why.
two Kenyans win, but also one his brother had won, plus like the second fastest times ever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty great, right?
Wonder
there.
why there's such great marathon runners there in Kenya. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just something maybe altitude. I don't know. Slow
I
Mo
don't-
Zo
yeah,
says, he also fell down at the beginning of the race. No kidding. Wow. I mean, it's 2 hours, so you can fall down a couple times, probably still be okay. So, Swave Dave says, if you go on a show like The Bachelor, you might as well take out an ad saying, "Desperate man seeks a shallow woman." Yeah, everybody wants to be on TV.
Probably true. Yeah.
Base Slappa says, I was talking about the way he dresses, Musk. I really forgot what we were saying. I'm sorry. Harris's dad says Triple H's mom and dad have been married for 32 years. Mom really felt sorry for dad.
Wow.
So when he talks about his relationship, he talks about it in third person.
I have no idea. I guess.
That was your dad that texted that in?
That was my dad that texted that in. Yeah.
Does he like around the house go, Daddy Hicks is getting a beer.
I have no
Daddy
idea.
Hicks is going to get some chips. Does he talk about himself in the third person?
He never really.
Sort of like Ricky did back in the day. Ricky just stole that winning record-setting base.
Sort of like that.
Ricky's going to get some champagne
I
after
guess
the game.
he's like Ricky Henderson in a lot of ways. Maybe
That's what I
don't
mean.
know. Yeah, maybe he's a lot like similar demeanors. Two go-getters.
Daddy
Lost
Hicks is
Toby.
going to drive and mow the grass out in the front 40 here.
Yep.
Lost
Yep.
Toby says, "Can you believe it?" Actually, I like
That's
that.
gonna get-
That's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're not going to assess a 2-minute penalty on that one?
So, no, that one I like
Okay.
that one.
All right.
Oh, Kenya's up there along with like Bofa and Imagine Dragons in the
Who?
Hall of Fame. Can you
Bofa.
stick these nuts in your face? Oh, Jeffrey, I got you there. I
wasn't even listening to you. I wasn't even paying attention to you.
Oh, I think that's a point for me.
What
It
is your
was,
name?
I
again?
think that's a point for me.
Some sort of a Kenya joke. I don't.
Oh, is he being racist again?
I know.
What? Oh, come on.
He said, "Can you stick these nuts in your face?" And he thought that was funny.
That's because it is. It's pretty funny. I might be the only
If you
one
have
laughing.
to say it's funny, it's probably not.
Not.
Mr. Wilbur says,
boo.
"What the hell? I can drive Tank
Not
Blood
even a
away."
pity
Hey,
laugh.
Tank
Darn
Blood,
it.
your school, the Iowa Hawkeyes, led the country in punting because you
Yes, they
haven't
did.
scored a touchdown in 4 years.
What?
This is true. Well, not literally true, but Iowa's offense has been painful to watch at times. Their defense has been great.
Ooh.
So
Base Slappa says, "Free food at the end of the race." Well, if that were the case, an American would win it.
Oh yeah.
this is
Yeah.
facts. Yep.
Yeah, we can't read what Tank Blood is saying now. You guys, this show is not on Sirius XM, just so you all know.
Tank Blood.
I wouldn't be saying that Kenya joke on Sirius XM. No. But that's what makes this show so great.
I think you have it backwards. There's things we could do on Sirius XM, but we can't do here.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Terrestrial radio holds you back from so many things.
Does it really?
Fifth letter says, "My under is looking good on Harris being gone by 5.5 weeks." I said that April 15th.
His under?
His under.
Yeah,
Come
the
on.
under on the betting, not his ass.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, way to clarify.
Boy, it's been a very fast segment. I'm so far behind. Wow.
Sir Drives a Lot says, "Harris, you automatically lose if you award yourself points." That's true. Yeah, you've lose, Harris. You lost
The
the
Kenya
day.
joke was good. It was good. Jeffrey, he threw the lob to me and I dunked it. So thank you, Jeffrey. You got the assist.
Assist on what?
I don't
The
think
dunk.
he.
Kiss the Cook says,
think he
years
did.
ago, there was a series called Rich Man, Poor Man. Are you trying to bring it back? It was junk the first time. Oh, man, that's like the 70s. I was too young to care about that.
Mm,
That book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's a show, Rich Man, Poor Man.
No, it was one of these dating shows. It was
Was it really?
one guy was a millionaire, one guy was not a millionaire, and you just didn't know which one was which. Of course, the audience knew who was who, but the gals didn't know who was who.
Good Lord. I just been too busy not caring. So it wouldn't matter to me.
Absolutely.
Last Optimist says, oh, yeah, Jeffrey's going to have to see Dr. Ligma for that burn. Hefty Lefty says, I remember Drew Carey telling us every show, the points don't matter. Yeah, that's true. Lost Toby says, so Chat GPT said, oh, my God, this is like the longest text I've ever seen in my life.
Wow. All right. Maybe we should take a break and then come back and read it.
I'm going to pretend to. I don't know if I'm actually going to.
All right.
I don't need homework, Lost Toby. I'm looking around here. Man, somebody's texting me a lot. I wonder if it's important. I'll take a look and find out. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-549-8866. That's 800-549-8866.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
O'Reilly. Get one free set of Brake Best brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select brake rotors. You can upgrade to Brake Best Select brake pads for just $10 more, or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or import direct pads for just $20 more. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts. Offer in store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills, high school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
The Rich Eisen Show. How about the Cleveland Browns taking Travis Hunter 2 and then flipping up from 33 to say 20? What if the Browns, if Shador's dropping, trade into the first round again and get both Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders and basically become the Colorado Browns for the Cleveland Buffaloes on the first night of the NFL draft? What would Browns fans think of that?
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
What's up,
Today,
Jeffco?
the Blender. Huh?
I said, what's up, Jeffco? You went,
Oh, my wife.
My wife.
She's traveling.
Yes.
And, well, yeah, she just sent me a picture, and she says, guess where I'm at? And I looked up, and I like see the sign on the TV, and it says, welcome to the Grand Ole Opry. She's in Nashville right now.
Really?
Nashville.
Well, there you go.
All right.
I've been to the Grand Ole Opry a numerous amount of times.
But she hates country music almost as much as I do.
But you've got to go to the Grand Ole Opry. It's sort of a tourist attraction, isn't it? So many great acts have been there.
It's very cool. I really like the Grand Ole Opry. It's a Nashville. Even if you don't like country music, there's still a place for you in Nashville, Jeffrey.
Johnny Cash has been there, Jeffco.
Well, right now, as I look at this,
tons of guys.
There's nobody famous tonight, so I feel bad
at
for
the Grand
her.
Ole Opry.
Yeah, you have to pay $59 to see James Bay, Chase Beckham, or no, it says next stage. What does that mean? I don't know. Jason Crabb, Walker Montgomery, Rhonda Vincent, Riders in the Sky, Madeline Edwards, and Chapel Hart. None of these people I don't think anyone has ever heard of. So, but yeah, she sent me a picture of they've got a giant on-air sign.
Nice.
Well, if this is on TV, why go? You just watch it on TV.
Well, it's a throwback to back in the day in the the 40s and the 50s when it used to be a live radio broadcast each week, and people around the country would gather around their radio to hear live from the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee. Some of the great acts of all time have performed there, not just country music.
A lot of people. That's right. Well said, Randy.
Thank you.
Of course.
Well, she thinks Dolly Parton's going to come out. I don't think so.
Maybe.
You never know.
But she's not on the schedule.
Well, that's the beauty of the thing. People, stars show up all the time there in Nashville. They all live right around there.
Hank Williams.
She has her
also
own place to
performed
go
at
to.
the Grand Ole Opry one time. I know
Well,
Hank Williams did.
Dolly doesn't have that much going on anymore because her husband died. So she's kind of free, living free and easy, as it were.
You probably don't need to keep reminding her of that.
I wasn't. I was talking to you. So.
No, that's true.
You know, I heard Dolly Parton sing the national anthem when I was at Neyland Stadium, and I was darn near brought to tears.
Wow.
It was
Not
good.
bad, huh?
It doesn't get more American than that.
Oh.
No, Jeffrey, quite the opposite, actually. It was that darn good.
What the hell is a reverse Jolene band?
By the way, that game, Tennessee lost 49-10 to Georgia. But when that one touchdown was scored, gosh darn it, it was amazing.
Doggone it, you were on your feet.
I was on my feet.
Cheering as if it was the first day of the rest of your life.
Actually, that touchdown, that very touchdown, Neyland Stadium broke the decibel record for loudest decibel point in college football history.
Wow. You don't say.
I'm not joking. That's how loud it gets. And I saw it 39 decibels. No one has reached it in the history of college football.
Need to be careful about being in loud environments. Jeffrey's deaf now because of that. Hey, Jeffrey, did you hear that? Did you hear that, Jeffco?
What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
See?
So yeah, she says it's just a bunch of various bands and stuff tonight. So
okay. Yeah.
Man.
A lot of people have performed there.
Why would you do that to yourself on purpose?
Oh, it's awesome.
She says she's doing it for the experience.
Yep. See?
I support it. It's cool. Grand Ole Opry's cool.
She married me. Isn't there enough to regret in her life?
Oh, I don't think that about you, Jeffrey.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, she says, she says Chapel Hart is who's going to be on. So
Chapel Hart. I have never heard of him. I know someone who's very well versed in country music. I'll have to ask him. Yeah.
Chosen One says you should check out Chase Beckham's song 23. Solid track. How about
why?
No, I'm not going to.
Why would they?
Can I Kick It says, yeah, it's right next to a mall. Moist One says James Bay has at least one decent song. He looks very pale. Sir, and if I'm saying that means something. Sir Drives a Lot says, damn you, Jeffrey. I let out an audible, my wife. Well, that's fair. Mr. Wilbur, he just for some reason wants to attack Tank Blood for some reason.
Tank Blood.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. He says, this is what Tank Blood likely said about me. Listen here, you blind, short, fat little Wildcat fan. I'm still mad at you because you stole Luke Olson away from us. I don't think he was even thinking about you, Wilbur.
Tank Blood even know you, Wilbur?
Yeah. I think Wilbur's still processing that Duke loss that happened earlier. I
Oh,
think he's still
could
figuring
be.
out a way to cope and hasn't quite found that way. So he sees this new Iowa guy coming in and he sees a potential target, a way to cope. That's what I'm thinking.
So Harris is very young.
Yes.
And we've discovered he's a Gen Z. He's the first one we've had on the show.
So I'm the youngest one you've had. Wow.
Yeah, we've had millennials, a shload of millennials.
Yeah.
He's not the youngest. What about what's his kid?
Well,
Squid.
he didn't work the show. He wasn't a member of the show. He might have filled in.
Squid.
Okay. All right.
Filling in and being on the show are two different things.
Okay.
All right, I got you. That's
He
fair.
was 16.
Yeah.
You just used him as a fill-in, basically.
Yeah, we
I see.
really liked him.
That's
But no, what we have here is Harris.
Mm-hmm.
He's all right. Anyway, but he's a Gen Z. He's our first official Gen Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this website put out a list of common skills that Gen Z can't do.
Oh,
All right, let's hear it.
good. This is what you were talking
Let's hear
about
it.
earlier.
Let's do it.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
All right.
Right.
Things he cannot do.
All right. Let's hear it.
All right. Can you read an actual paper map and figure out directions without using the GPS?
No.
Oh my God, really?
I'm
Wow.
not good at it.
All right.
You were never taught map reading?
I was never taught it. Nope.
Do you know how to address an envelope, a piece of mail?
Yes.
How do you do that?
To address a piece of mail.
Yeah, what
you
goes
have
first?
the name and then
Right.
the address and then the zip code. And that's it, right? Name, address, zip code.
Well,
Am I
you're
forgetting
missing
anything?
one element.
The stamp.
Well, you're still missing.
There's another.
The sealed
as far as
shut.
addressing it.
Oh, where the address was sent from.
The return
the
address.
return
Yes, the return
Okay.
address. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
We'll
I'll
give him that.
I'll give him that one.
Yeah, it's
All
been a
right.
while since I've done it, but I
All
have
right.
done that. Yeah.
Do you know how to unclog a toilet using a plunger?
Yes.
I didn't
can do
teach
that.
my kids how to do that.
I can do that. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can you tell time on a clock with hands?
Tell time on a clock with what does it mean with hands?
Analog clock. An analog clock.
Yes,
hands.
I can. Yeah.
You can?
The fact you had
can.
to ask that
I can.
question, I'm
Okay.
suspicious.
No,
Wow.
I can see. Yeah. I can see. I can tell time with that.
If you had to make change, can you count correct change?
Can I count correct change?
Mm.
What does that mean specifically?
Well, if
Uh-oh.
I needed you to make change for $1, do you know how?
Make change for $1. Yeah, using what though?
Quarters, dimes,
Yeah, of course
nickels,
I could.
pennies.
Yeah, of course I could.
Change.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how to type on an actual keyboard?
A typewriter keyboard.
Typewriter keyboard, like one of those old fashioned. I've
typewriter.
never used one.
Have
No.
you seen a typewriter?
I have
Probably in
actually not
movies.
seen a typewriter in
Mm.
person, but in
Mhm.
movies I have.
Okay.
This
Do you know
is
how
interesting.
to mend clothing, like sew on buttons?
Oh,
I
this
don't.
is going to be a big one.
I don't.
No. he doesn't.
Oh, man.
Well, we already know he says he knows how to cook.
Yeah, I can cook.
Do you know how to do basic handyman skills, like simple outlet replacement? Like if you're like the outlet, you need to take the electrical outlet out and put a new one in, or change a light fixture, put in a ceiling fan, maybe put a shelf on the wall. Not like build an IKEA one, actually put one on the wall.
Some of those I can
Replace
do.
replace
Which one
a
can you do?
faucet.
Change light fixtures. I
Not a
can do
light
that.
bulb, a light fixture.
Light fixture.
Like take the light fixture down and put a new one up that you got from Home Depot.
Oh, honestly,
Mm.
I think with some directions
Nope,
I can do
nope,
it.
Nope,
No,
nope,
that
nope.
doesn't work
Yeah,
here.
that's
Sorry.
probably. Gosh darn it.
Do you know how to
Probably
write an actual check?
Yes, I
Oh.
believe so. I remember
If you
I learned
believe
it.
so, you don't.
I learned it in 3rd grade,
Ah,
and I
if you
remember my
believe
teacher
so,
teaching it.
You don't.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so you put the amount on the top right corner, right?
No, that's where the date goes.
You put no, no, wait, no.
It
I know what it
is.
does. You put the number, and then you write the number
There's
by
a
word
date.
on the bottom. You put the
There's
date
a
on the top
date
right.
in the upper
Isn't that
right
right?
hand corner.
Isn't
No,
that
the
right,
date
though?
goes
I
in
might
the
be
upper
onto
right
something though.
And then there's the who you're sending it to, and next to it there's a number amount, and then there's a line that you write out the number amount
Mhm.
in the dollars and cents.
Don't blame me. Blame
You
the
do not
education
know.
system. No. You put the date on the
No.
top right corner, but you put the amount
You've
in the
already
middle,
failed.
and then you put the written amount. Like you put the 5.00, and then you put like 5, and then you spell out dollars on the bottom. Am I wrong there?
We've already moved on.
Gosh darn it!
So
I can't stand this.
Do you know how to use a
Can't
manual
stand it.
can opener? A regular, like you know,
Like one of those.
the hand can opener.
Yeah, I
All
can.
right.
Yeah.
Can you write in cursive?
Yes, I can write in cursive.
Oh,
Dri-
no kidding.
I can write.
Can
in
you
cursive.
drive a stick shift?
I have before, but it's been a while, so I'd probably be
then
really
that
rusty.
Well,
counts.
he lived on a farm.
Yeah, I was
I
figuring he
drove a
probably
stick
had.
shift one time when I was at my great aunt's farm in Arkansas. One of them had a stick and let me drive it.
We didn't need a story with all these. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's been a while, so probably not. Like efficiently.
Do you know how to read Roman numerals?
Yes, I can.
Why?
I don't know. Just because of the Super Bowl logo.
That doesn't seem
That's
like
it.
to be fair, that doesn't seem like just a Gen Z thing.
You know,
There's a lot of people who I know how to read the Roman numerals, but there's a lot of people
you know
who can't.
what's so funny?
I don't. I choose not to.
Every single thing that you've listed, almost, I've thought of my third grade teacher. My third grade teacher taught me this. Shout out Miss LaForest. She was an amazing teacher. Wow.
She's dead now.
She actually is. Yeah. Rest in peace, Miss LaForest. Yeah, she is. But she taught me all of these things. So that shows how great of a teacher she was. Roman numerals, I thought of her class. Writing checks, I thought of her class. That's kind of funny. That popped up in my mind.
You did about see out of 15.
How much did I get?
You got 8.
That's over 50%. Hey, that's a Hall of Fame batting average.
No, wait, sorry,
out
9.
Out
9.
of 15, you got 9.
Give me the check, and that's 10.
I'm not giving
Give
you
me the check.
No, you blew.
Come on.
No.
Come on. If you gave me a check like in person,
Okay,
and you allowed me
fine.
to
I'm
look
gonna
at
give
it,
you
I
the
couldn't
check,
buy
and
it.
guess that gets you a D grade. You get a D.
67%.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
All right, you're not as bad as some kids are, but I think that was your.
I think I'm
your
well-
rural upbringing. I think helped you.
I think I'm well above. I think I'm well above the Gen Z average. I'll say that. I think most Gen Z kids would
above.
be at like 2.
Now, do you have friends that cannot do the skills that we have listed here on the show?
I do. No.
He's like, I'm surrounded by morons.
I am surrounded. My generation's a bunch of morons. Don't blame me.
It is easy.
Hey,
it is
hey.
hard to soar with eagles when you're surrounded by turkeys.
You know whose fault it is? Actually, it's y'all's generations, because y'all are the ones that
First
are supposed
off,
to teach
when-
us
if
this
somebody
stuff. And you
yalls
didn't.
me, I'm not to
Wow.
blame for anything that's
Oh,
happened
no.
in their
Y'all are
life.
the ones who
Yeah.
were supposed
Oh,
to
yeah.
teach us and didn't.
Oh,
Just
no.
saying.
Listen, you want to have a nice long conversation with your dad, feel free. But my kids, I've taught all of these things to, and especially my older son. And so, don't y'all me on this.
I've learned some of that stuff. 10 out of 15 is not bad.
It's not bad, but don't
For the
get
record.
cocky, kid.
Yeah, I'm not going to get cocky. It's
I
better.
thought
than
it was
9.
9 out of 15.
No, we're doing 10.
Lacrosse
Who
guy
said we're doing
says-
10?
I could do the check easily. Stop
Lacrosse guy says Tank Blood's got to be the best texture nickname in the blender. Oh, I don't know if it's the best, but it's a damn good one.
It's
Yeah,
a good
it
one.
is.
Lost Toby says Harris, figure it out, bud. Mr. Wilbur says Jeffrey, I didn't realize a prerequisite for working with you on the show was to be an SEC fan. Therefore, I will text slower for Harris going forward.
Wow.
Stop
Wow.
it.
Tank Blood thinks we need to know that he can fix anything. Okay, are you Gen Z?
Nice.
Are
Nice Tank Blood.
you
Tank
Gen
Blood.
Z or Gen X or what are you? Moist One says, "Come on, Jeffrey. Let's not act like your generation didn't collect how-to for dummies books. I never have owned any how-to for dummy book. Although I'll say I do have respect for people who go, how can I do this? And they look it up on YouTube and they learn.
And they
because
learn.
that's the same as going to the library. That's the same as getting a handbook. At least they're trying.
Yep.
It's the kids who go, I don't know how to do that. And then they don't even give it a shot. That's the thing
Right.
that makes me sad.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
about to learn a lot of this stuff once adulthood freaking hits me like a train, and it will. And light fixtures and stuff, yeah, I'll learn. I'm already
Amaya
10 out of 15, only 5 more to go.
D says third grade. What was that? 2010 for Harris?
That was 2000, and how did he get that right?
I don't know.
That was
He's counting.
It's like stalking me.
It's called
Mhm.
backwards math. If you're in
Oh,
radio,
yeah.
you end up getting pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Moist One says, you just said it didn't count for Harris to learn from instructions while I'm giving the quiz, Moist One. You got to learn everything by instruction. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and, now it's official. We're going to talk a bunch of football. It's the Daily
All right.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original Latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys. and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again. Because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. We're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Shop Kohl's Epic Deals today and save big on spring styles you love. Find epic deals like tees and tanks starting at $6.99, pillows or cozy towels for $2.99, stylish sandals starting at $12.99, and so much more. Plus, you can earn Kohl's Cash too. Spring is in the air, and so are the savings when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer valid through April 27th. Exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
AZ Preps 365, your source for all the news, info, highlights, and more. Athlete news and interviews. Talk with coaches. Keep you up to date with the changes, moves, upcoming events, and more. AZ Preps 365, Arizona's ultimate prep sports show. If you miss a minute, you miss a lot. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings 8 till 10 on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
I'm Angela Gonzalez, reporting from Phoenix. We're talking with the community about Phoenix Police Department. Ma'am, what do you think?
Oh, I love them. They're our local heroes. We've had some problems around here with break-ins and people using drugs on the streets. The police work with our community to have a presence in our neighborhood and keep our streets safe.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Gracias a la Policía de Phoenix.
Thank you, Phoenix Police. Rise to serve. Find more today at joinphxpd.com. Protect and serve with the elite.
Sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, man. My wife is just making a horrible mistake right now.
What do you mean, Jeffrey? Elaborate.
She's at the Grand Ole Opry. Show starts in 12 minutes. It's a 2-hour show. I don't know if she was real. She hates country music just about as much as me.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she
I'm
from,
like, why are you there?
Yeah.
She's like, for the experience. That's not gonna make you like it anymore. And she says she says some guy named Vince Gill might be there.
Oh, Vince Gill.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Hey, she'll like it. The Grand Ole Opry.
Pry him away from the buffet. He'll be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just
I know what you're saying, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
She said some dude named Montgomery.
Yeah, I heard
Walker
her mention
Montgomery.
that. Walker Montgomery. Not too familiar. My friend would be familiar with all of this stuff. He's very into country music. I like country music.
So her friend wanted to go that she works with.
Okay.
And so she's like, all right. And she then her friend, she's like, her friend, just to make sure she would go, she got the tickets. So she spent $60 just for per ticket to get my wife to go in there. 2 hours. Oh my God.
$60 is a good amount too.
pretty sure I'd chew some part of myself off to escape this.
I think
2 hours.
you're underestimating country
Not underestimating
music, Jeff.
anything. I just don't like it.
Is
I'm
there
sure it's
anyone-
wonderful for everyone else.
What about Zach Bryan? Would you listen to him?
How would I know? I've never heard any of these guys.
You don't know who Zach Bryan is?
No.
Really?
I don't like country music.
He's kind of like he's
Isn't
country,
there a
but he's
music
got like a little
you
bit of
don't
folk.
like? There's a music you don't like. There's a music everybody doesn't
I'd
like.
say like 2010s or 2020s rap. I'm not the fan of.
Okay, fine. There
That's
you
probably
go.
it. Okay, sure.
This is
Yeah.
my 2010
This is
rap.
your 2020s rap. All
Yeah.
right, that makes sense. 90s
Tank
rap.
Blood
though, I
says
love.
Vince Gill's a panty dropper. Well, that's probably why she's there then. I don't know.
Well, it is true. Yeah. Vince
Hefty
Gill.
Lefty says that's like
So is
hating
Jeffrey,
opera
though.
music, but going to the opera at Sydney Opera House for the experience. I know, man. I don't get it. I don't know how she's a good friend. And I think her friend just didn't want to go alone.
Sure.
Firefighter says your wife has good taste. The Grand Ole Opry is something that everybody needs to do at least once in their life. How about no? How about, you know what? There's lots of other things I will not do once in my life.
Can't do everything, but the Grand Ole Opry is an amazing experience. I highly recommend it for everybody.
I still have the
There's
Grand
one
Canyon to
that's from
figure out.
there. Yeah, you do. What baby steps, Jeffrey? Baby steps.
Baby
No.
steps.
Why would I baby step? I'm not going to the Grand Ole Opry. Ringless Joe says Padres got a chunk bitten out of them by the Tigers. Okay.
Yes, they
Thank you
did.
for that unsolicited.
Oh,
Has nothing to
Ringless
do
Joe is trying. We know what he's trying
with
to do.
anything Detroit. Tidbit.
Anything Detroit, he's going to be all over it. Look, man, baseball, it's one game. There's 162 games. Unlike the NFL and some points the NBA, you can never overreact. Good win by the Tigers, though. Tigers got some young talent. I'll say that. I'll give you that,
They do.
Ringless Joe.
Yeah, and there, a lot of people are saying that AJ Hinch might be a candidate for Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
encourage him.
Scooble's a
Why are you encouraging
fantastic
this?
pitcher. Riley Green too. I mean, they're a fun
Just-
team.
That's enough. We just don't encourage.
They've
them.
got that slugger from ASU.
Torkelson.
Torkelson.
Yeah.
If that kid turns it on, he could be a superstar.
Dude,
I'm
he
sorry,
has
Jeffrey.
looked
I'm trying to talk football here.
I love baseball. Go ahead, talk football.
Well, I know
I do
you love the
apologize.
baseball, but
Randy
don't
I
encourage.
loves the game.
Don't
I love to hear
encourage Ringless Joe to
I
just
know,
jump
I
in
know,
with his Detroit stuff all the time.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
I love how
I'm
much
sorry.
you love baseball, Randy.
Oh, it's a passion one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
My God, Firefighter's right.
It's like me
What?
with college basketball.
Firefighter's right. He says, "Boy, you just don't do anything grand, do you? No Grand Canyon, no Grand Old Osprey, no Pillsbury Grand Biscuits, no Grand Cayman Islands." What
now wait a
gives?
minute. Now
He's
wait a
onto
minute. Jeffco would totally do the Grand Cayman Islands, and he would totally do the Grand
Biscuits. Oh,
Oh
biscuits,
my
yes.
God,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? Yeah.
And
I
I
brought a
would
biscuit to
drive
work.
a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
no problem with
yeah,
that.
No
But
problem.
But as far as it's nothing against the Grand Canyon. Haven't gotten around to it. There's only one thing on there that I'm not going to do.
Grand Ole Opry.
You are correct.
And the Grand
Yeah.
Canyon.
No, he's going. I believe Jeffco will do the Grand Canyon.
I hope he does.
Yeah, I'll get around to it.
Okay.
It's not going anywhere.
So I
the
sold you a
giant
little bit.
hole in the ground was
Mhm.
there bazillions of years ago. It'll be there when I'm ready.
Beautiful giant
It's
hole.
waiting for me.
It is
I don't have to
waiting
rush
for you.
to it.
It is
Yeah, that's
waiting
true.
for you,
That's
Jeffrey.
true.
It will always be there.
So Harris, you brag a big game about your drafting prowess when it comes to fantasy football, but as well as the actual draft. Your dad has bragged on you about how amazing you are when it comes to drafts. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
You think you could nail 25 draft picks?
Get 25 of the 32 in the NFL
No.
draft?
The first 25, correct.
Oh, I don't think I could.
Matching
That's
players
a
to
crazy
teams.
amount of skill.
And you have to know who's going to trade what. You have to get all 25 right.
I don't think I could. No.
Well, then I guess you'll never get free Pabst beer for a football season.
Oh, see, now that's too bad right there. Wow.
Gosh, darn it.
My damn dog is barking.
Maybe he wants a free beer.
No, nobody's there to tell him to knock it off. I got to go yell
give
at
him
him.
a beer. I
We're
think he
not
wants
giving
it.
a dog a beer.
I'm kidding.
Free
Free
way to make your
Pabst.
dog sick.
Free Pabst beer for life.
Yeah. So I saw this thing where it said if you can get the first 25, they'll give you free beer for the football season. I'm like, dude, if I got all 25 right, I feel like I should get it for a year's worth of beer
for life.
Right. And so then I see this thing, the guy they've hired to be this is Pabst beer. So, not much money to work with, I guess. They
Right.
got the guy who used to be on The League. I don't know if you ever watched the TV
I've seen
show.
some of that. It's funny.
But here's
I
the
like
problem
that.
with that. Steve Ranazizi was on The League. He was one of the creators too. But here's the thing about him. He got canceled for the right reason. I don't know if you know about this.
No.
Every time I can't even watch The League anymore because of this. And that is that he used to say that he was working in the South Tower of the World Trade Center at Merrill Lynch on the 54th floor during the September 11th attacks. And he described a whole big old thing about how he escaped death. And then it turned out he made the entire thing up.
Oh, no.
Stolen valor.
I hate that.
I don't know if Pabst Blue Ribbon realizes this. So
I hate that.
So
Dang,
no,
man.
I can't get behind Pabst Blue Ribbon when somebody does something like that. That is just there should not be any coming back from that.
Yeah, I agree. Anytime somebody fakes being a police officer or a soldier or somebody who has this traumatic experience and they lie about it, no, man, no, you should never trust them ever again, ever.
No, and Harris is too young to remember any of that mess. But
I was alive.
Woof. I said you're too young to remember. You weren't there.
This is true. I was
So-
not there. I
So
was in my
anyway,
crib.
forget it with the PBR, right? And forget it with Steve Ranazizi.
Yeah.
I'm done with that guy.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we're going to come back and talk some real football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Screen time's over.
Be home by 11?
Put your phone down while we're eating.
When parents set boundaries, keep track of where their kids go, and talk to them about the dangers of underage drinking and drugs, they keep their kids safe. Visit TalkNowAZ.com. Be the influence. Talk early. Talk often. Talk now.
Thanks. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
This message is sponsored by Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. If you broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, Moist One says, man, getting all 25 picks right in the beginning of the draft, that's harder than a perfect bracket.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is it? I don't think I don't think it's harder than an NCAA bracket.
It's
I
definitely
don't know.
not.
When you got to think about trades and moving up and moving down, you got to call everything exactly right.
The dumb crap that some teams will do, like
Right.
the Cowboys,
I didn't think about the trades
or
yet.
the Bears, or the
You got to
Titans.
put the Jerry factor in there. You got to put the New York Giant factor in there.
Oh yeah. But nobody has been as dumb as the Bears. Remember the Bears taking Trubisky? Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah,
that was
man.
dumb.
The future
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. I could see why they would do that. Absolutely.
Oof.
Trubisky didn't make sense because he was a backup for like a long while in college. And so taking him over Deshaun Watson and Mahomes, who had clear established records in college of putting up crazy numbers or winning big games. Gosh, man, it never made sense to me.
Can you imagine if Mahomes ended up on the Chicago Bears?
Well, he probably wouldn't be. I mean, not probably. He wouldn't be as good as he is now, I would say.
Yeah,
He'd
it wouldn't have been the right situation to
Yeah.
give him time to grow in that way. And
Exactly.
he got to
Yeah.
sit for a year behind Alex Smith.
a very
Right.
good veteran and play
Right.
for one of the best play callers in the history of the sport.
Absolutely.
Andy Reid. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may never know. We would never know of Patrick Mahomes and his true talents because of the Chicago Bears and their
Now,
insane thought strategies on things.
so
Yeah.
if Trubisky had been drafted by the Chiefs, would he have done better? And would that the next year, would that be the year that Andy Reid retired?
no, I don't
Exactly.
think it
He
would've
would not
been.
have done better, and that'd be the next year that Andy Reid would retire because he'd have to be fired or retire in shame.
I don't think Andy Reid would retire. I don't think that would happen.
If he were to have drafted Mitch Trubisky, they'd have to put him in a 72-hour hold to make sure he wasn't out of his damn mind.
Put the cheeseburger down, Andy. Put it down.
Got to lure him away. Hefty Lefty says, I'm going to want more than just Pabst Blue Ribbon if I get my first 25 picks correct in the draft. It's like a perfect bracket in March Madness.
Yeah,
it really is.
I think that the March Madness way harder, but like we've said, we don't know what some of these idiots are going to do. You know, trades are erratic, silly, and sometimes made on the spot by an emotional GM or somebody, or who knows what could happen on actual draft night. It's just so much unpredictability, but I'm sure somebody could do it. Moist One says it's way harder. It's not like you're picking from a pool of 25 players and have to pick them in the correct order. Teams are going to reach, and then some players are going to slide. No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
absolutely right.
Yeah, he's right. Trades
Regal
too.
Beagle says, where does Boy Genius have Scadaboo going in his mock draft?
Me, probably third round is what's
Your mock
expected.
draft doesn't involve anything but the first round, right?
No, at the moment, but I can easily create one that goes into the second and third round for sure. And I would Scadaboo just off the dome.
You know how hard it is to get later round picks right? That's even worse than trying to get the first
it
round
is,
person.
but, I mean, hey, it's fun. It's fun to do. I was I'm a big NFL draft guy. I filled out mock drafts every year. I grew up watching Gruden's QB camp every year. I was big into that. So I could any excuse to fill out a mock draft into the second and third, maybe seventh round. I will do it.
So the reason why Raven Kid last year got to be present for our draft show was because I believe it's because he did a mock draft.
Okay.
Versus our guy's mock draft. It might have been back in the Cohen days. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Keon. I don't know who it was. And he did better in his mock draft.
Oh, did he?
So we should maybe I want to do something different.
Okay.
I don't want to risk having Raven Kid come back. So
wow.
I'm kidding. He was good. But here's the thing. I want to do just for Harris. This is what we're going to do for you, Harris.
Okay.
Going to give you a slice of pizza for every correct pick you get in the first round.
Slice of pizza,
my
eh?
goodness.
Right.
Wow.
And we'll see how many pizzas does Harris get.
Oh man. You've got
Now,
you've
keep in
unlocked
mind-
a lot of motivation here.
It's going to be are you okay with Little Caesars pizza?
Yeah.
Little
Okay.
Caesars.
I'm ready. Sure.
No, I love Little Caesars. I do.
Yeah, pizza.
That's
pizza.
a go-to.
For sure.
So, so Little Caesars pizza, you get as many Little Caesars pizzas, per slices that you get correct.
Got it. Okay. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I figure, there should be some sort of reward here.
I appreciate that, Jeffrey.
And I wonder if there was some way, I guess I probably should have thought about it, sooner than 24 hours out. But I wonder if there's some sort of way to have the listeners compete against you, but I don't think there is.
Am I able to go out? Do I have to predict trades as well? Or do I just have to say, okay, he got drafted at 15. I got the pick right. I get the pizza. Or do I have to get the team right as well with the pick?
What do you say, Randy? I'd say either or. I'll make it even easier on you.
Okay.
Say if the player goes in the position you predict, that's a slice. If the player goes to the team you predicted and there was a trade move, but they still end up with the player, I'll give you that.
Wow.
Does that seems fair?
Sure. All right. Let's do
Tank
it.
Blood says Scadaboo will be a steal.
He will be a steal. For sure.
Harris's dad says Jags are moving up in the draft before they move to London. They got the 5th round pick. They're probably I think they're going to take Genty now.
That could. I mean, I don't think so because they have ETN. I think they have a lot more holes that they need to fill before that.
The thing that should make you nervous is the betting odds have shifted on that.
Really? Have they?
Some information might be out that Jacksonville is really considering taking Ashton Genty.
The thing about Jacksonville, man, is when you gave Trevor Lawrence all of that money, you've got to give him some good receivers. He's never really had. I mean, Brian Thomas was great last year, but he's never really had elite receiver talent. And so I think that's got to be Jacksonville's first priority, right? You look at what happened with Tannehill in Tennessee when they got A.J. Brown and when they got rid of him. Tua with Tyreek Hill, Burrow with Jamar Chase. There's a pattern. When quarterbacks get elite receivers, they take a step up in production. And I honestly think that Jacksonville, after paying Trevor Lawrence that much money, has got to look at receiver.
Diamondback dude says, wow, going all out there, huh? Free slices of Little Caesars pizza. Isn't that like still $5 for a hot and ready whole pizza? Okay, well then maybe you're right. That might be kind of cheap. So I don't know what else. What else could we do? What do you think is
me or Randy?
Yeah. You're the one that gets to eat it.
I mean, my favorite thing, does it have to be pizza?
What do you want?
What is your favorite thing?
What do you want?
Any wings, anything.
Wings.
A
Wings
wing
are
per
my
pick seems really
favorite.
cheap.
Yeah, I mean anything wings, like boneless, bone in.
You want to do a wing per pick? That doesn't seem like. I mean, you could probably end up with a half a dozen or a dozen wings, I guess. But
I mean,
it's about the same price level as a Little Caesars
as a pizza. Yeah, that would be fine by me. Some how about some boneless mild buffalo wings?
What are you, a child?
I mean, I could take bone in too.
Why-
I'm
why
okay
are you
with
eating
whatever.
boneless.
Boneless, bone in. I mean,
That's
I'm
a chicken.
I'm not
That's like a
picky,
chicken
but-
thing.
Oh man. See, I was trying to stick that in because
Wow.
I knew it was
Okay.
coming. I knew it
Okay.
was coming.
Go.
I
You know
can take
what?
boneless or bone
Go.
in. I'm okay
go.
with whatever.
Go boneless if that's what you want. It's your reward.
Thanks, Randy. I appreciate
Theirs has
that.
no bone. All right.
Hey, that's not
Um,
true. I have a
weird.
spine.
That's weird.
Wow.
So you want a wing per correct pick?
That would be sure. Or wings are my favorite.
Do you want to
It
mix
is-
and match?
What do you mean mix it? Oh, with
Well, maybe
options.
you get like 6 slices of pizza and 6 wings. I mean, how
Yeah,
many
let's
picks
do
do you
that.
predict you're going to get right?
Let's do that. Yeah.
How many do you think you might get right?
Well, now that he's extremely motivated,
I'm extremely motivated now. Like the first thing I'm going to do when I get back is just research. I would
listen,
say
if you want a more expensive pizza, I can go that direction too.
we'll do the mix and match. We'll do the pizza and wings. How about that?
Where do we go for pizza and wings?
Pizza, honestly, Little Caesars is
We
is
can't do that.
fine.
We're gonna have to go to a
More
restaurant now.
expensive.
We're gonna have to go to a
let's see,
restaurant.
it'd have to be like a Barrows.
Ooh, Barrows
Uh,
has wings. Do
Oh,
they have
yeah.
wings?
Yeah, they're pretty good too.
Let's see. I'm gonna text my friend who's Italian and say best pizza places in the area.
Oh,
geez,
no.
that's just gonna be
Yeah.
some
Oh, my
pretentious.
God.
Yeah. Jonesy says Zips is a good place to
Zips
go.
is a good.
Zips is good.
I
yeah.
like. Yeah. I think their wings are all right. Buffalo Wild Wings is definitely one that I like.
They
Or
got pizza?
Wingstop wings for wings.
They just have
They're-
wings.
I don't know. Listen, we
Yeah,
want
they don't.
pizza and wings. So you can mix and match.
Oh my goodness, there's an Italian place
This-
that I've
this is
gone
getting way
to
too
that I'm
complicated.
Just
forgetting.
call it Barrows.
I immediately regret this
Do you really?
just because how complicated it's getting.
Oh,
I know it's complication of my own doing. I understand that.
there's one. It's like Lou Malnati's, I think it is.
I've
where
heard
they
of
have
that place.
Yeah, I think they have great wings and great pizza there.
Deal done.
Could be
Done.
wrong. Yeah.
And I bet they've got big old slices too. So
Yeah.
All right. So there it is.
Okay.
Well, Lou Malnati's and
Yeah, Lou Malnati. I'll send you the link after.
and then Randy and
after
I
the
could just
show.
sit there and eat our pizza and
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But you will get divvied out exactly what you win.
Well, that's super
Absolutely.
kind, guys. I
Yeah.
really appreciate that. Thank y'all.
Oh, do we have to eat with them?
Sure. Why wouldn't
Well,
we? Come on.
I'll
All
have
right.
you know at
Let's
the
celebrate
at
with
the
it.
lunch table days, I was people
Mhm.
were crowding to sit
Yeah,
with me.
Yeah,
I'll have you
none of
know.
your dumb friends can come. with us.
My friends are
l-
dumb. I won't
lunch.
do that.
Day. What did you say? Lunch. What
The
did
lunch
you say?
the lunch table back
Lunch
in the old
table
middle school
days.
days, high school
Hey,
days,
Harris,
we were
all the
rowdy.
cool kids left campus for lunch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Actually, I never did that. I'll be honest. My school is very strict,
Mhm.
very strict with that.
Wouldn't have
One-
stopped me.
One of my friends did it actually, and he ended up getting pulled over by the cops. Yeah, it was a
Yep.
whole. He was actually a
So
miniature.
what else is he
person.
bad at?
He was a miniature person. So they were kind of like expecting this, maybe this intimidating looking guy, and then they got, him, and they let him free.
He was a miniature person.
Miniature person, yes.
Jeff
Is that what he wanted to go by? Not midget?
You could say midget. You could say dwarf.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I
I
just
just
called him a miniature person. That seems worse.
Is it? Is it? Well, I don't know what the terminology is these days. I don't want to say something. I don't want to say something too that crosses the line.
I
So
want to have a midget summit. I want to get all of them together.
have you ever
a
seen
midget
midget wrestling?
No,
Summit.
here's the thing, and I want to talk to him and say, listen, this whole thing,
This
midget
whole
is
thing.
way cooler than little people. Little people, I feel like you're being minimized.
Little
midget
people can be
is
interesting,
just
too.
everybody loves a midget. So I just want
Oh,
to
yeah.
I want to have an open conversation, not a hateful thing, and I want to respect their wishes. I'm not trying to belittle. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to be mean. I really feel like that they're missing out on an opportunity,
Mhm.
and so I feel like I could help them through this.
Miniature
Okay.
people are the best. I'll say that.
I don't,
You
I
know,
don't think you can call them miniature people.
Fine. Dwarfs. I'll say this. I remember we had a K through 12 school, and the kindergartners were like walking in line, and they walked by our classroom. We were standing and going to our lockers, and they all pointed at them and laughed at them because they were the same size. And I was like, what are you guys laughing at? That's not very nice.
Are you still friends with Kyler Murray?
Oh,
I mean,
damn! Wow, ladies and
Roasted.
gentlemen.
No, I mean,
Wow.
are you guys still friends?
Me and Kyler Murray are not friends.
No, but the
Yes.
other guy.
Oh, we don't talk a lot, but like we talk here and there. Yeah. When I'm home, I've seen him a couple times.
You should find out. He's like, what do you prefer?
He's a super nice dude.
Yeah, I'm
He's
sure he
really
is,
go
but
with the flow.
find out what he prefers.
Everyone loves the midget.
Yeah, no,
Everyone loves
we've established that, but find out what he prefers to be called. Just curious.
I think it's a matter of our audience more than it's him. He can be called anything. He doesn't really care. But it's a matter of, what everyone else prefers.
Could I call him Mike?
Of course.
Is his name Mike?
No.
Well, then you can't call him Mike, Randy.
I can call him Mike. He said he
call Mike.
You can call him anything. I want
What's
to
his
call him
name?
Mike.
You can call him anything. Jack.
Can you call him Little Jack?
Uh,
See, that feels like that would be rude.
I
You
think
just call him
that would be
Jack.
rude. I think that would be rude. Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's clean up the text line here. Ringless Joe says a wing is only a wing if there's a bone in it. It's a boneless wing is just a fancy chicken nugget.
Yeah, this is
he's
true.
right.
I know. This is true. I love boneless wings, man. I admit it. Okay, everyone has a vice. I have this vice.
You stand on it. You
I
don't
stand
worry
on
about
it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
die on this hill.
Yeah.
Even if it's me and a bunch of Gen Z people who don't know how to change a light fixture.
Do your
I'll
thing,
die on
man. You do it. Do it.
Thank you, Randy. I'm doing
Triple
it.
H.
I'm doing it.
Sorry, what is he
All
doing?
right.
I'm doing it.
He likes boneless wings.
I'm dying on
I'm
this hill,
easily
yeah.
bored.
I'm dying
Sorry.
on this hill.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Swave Dave
Be
says,
something.
Jeffrey, you got to look at it this way. If the Grand Ole Opry is part of Americana, where, as you say, you just haven't gotten around to seeing the big hole near Williams, Arizona. What am I looking at this way? I don't understand.
The
Grand
big hole
Canyon.
near Williams, Arizona
Grand
is the Grand Canyon.
It's just a big hole in the ground.
I stayed there around.
Well,
Williams.
it is beautiful though. It is
Oh,
breathtaking. It's
breathtaking.
all inspiring. But oh dear God, that's about it. What else are you going to do?
As
I mean,
Ron
unless you're
Swanson
hiking down
said,
to the Grand Canyon, there's no other. You're standing there for a good 20 or half hour, and then you leave. I mean, it's not like Jeff Coe has missed some sort of natural event that happens.
I got
at
to
this-
stay for 20 minutes.
Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it is beautiful. It is
I've seen
breathtaking.
pictures. Why do I got to?
Oh, pictures don't do it.
as Ron
justice, Jeff.
Swanson
Yeah.
said, guys,
Then why
there
take
are
pictures
only
of it?
two
Well,
places
Mhm.
where you can cry:
Yeah,
funerals
Yeah.
and the Grand Canyon.
there
As
you
I
Ron
go.
guarantee
Swanson
you, I
said
would
that.
not cry
And
at the
there
Grand Canyon.
are men, there are
Jeffrey's not much of a
gladiators,
crier,
and then there are
so-
Swansons. Okay, that's the totem pole.
Why
we're
are
looking
you
at.
still talking?
Mm.
I have a lot to
Uh,
say on the Grand Canyon. I think it's a beautiful place.
It is. It is a beautiful. place.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Buffalo Mike says there's both kinds of music in Nashville, country and western.
Yeah.
Says Grand Ole Opry is
there's
the
some
second most overrated attraction in the United States, right behind the
Wow.
Gateway Arch and the armpit that is St. Louis. Oh, you're right.
Hmm.
Missouri itself is a horrible place.
That's why
Okay.
it's called misery.
Yeah.
I want to start this debate. Would you guys consider Missouri the Midwest or the South?
Midwest.
Midwest. See, I agree with you two, but a lot of people in the Midwest will say the South. So it's like the Midwest doesn't want to claim Missouri, and the South doesn't want to claim Missouri.
No,
Mm.
no, that
Isn't
makes
that
sense.
interesting? But
Uh,
geographically and
it's
culturally, it
Midwest.
screams Midwest.
Yeah.
It's the
not
balloon
South.
knot of America.
It
we
is.
consider we don't, even though Missouri's in the SEC, we don't
Mm.
consider them as one of us. They're a Midwest school.
I see.
Hefty Lefty says a more fun option would be
Yes.
a slice of pizza for every pick you get wrong. And we're going to get some meat on your bones there, Harris. Oh, yeah. Like make him sit there and eat it. I mean, come on. I'm not going to waste food if he starts puking it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, come on.
Tank Blood says,
Mercy,
I have
please.
pizza places, but don't want you to have them get more busy than they already are. So,
What?
Yeah. So, what he's saying is he knows some great places, but he's not going to share. It's kind of like this show.
Gatekeeping.
People don't like to share and tell their friends about this show because it's like it's their little secret.
It's their
I
little
see.
thing. It's the
Right.
ultimate way of gatekeeping.
Moist One says, I think you're overestimating how many picks you're going to get right, Harris. I put the over under at 5.5. It's not a knock at all. It's just very unpredictable.
Yeah, it is very unpredictable. Hey, we'll see.
Swazman says Rosati's Pizza, founded in Chicago, big in the East Valley, very good, especially for the value. Luminati's is definitely double the price, but same quality. So he's saying we should take him to Rosati's instead.
Okay.
Rosati's is good pizza. I've had it before. It's very good pizza.
Fourth
But
dimension.
I don't know that they have wings there.
Yeah. I need a place that has good pizza and good wings. Fourth dimension.
Diamondback dude says, yeah, way to negotiate your way down there, Harris, with the boneless wings. Tried to throw you a bone and you threw it right back. Super kind of you, Jeffrey, though, to buy Harris some wings and pizza. That's a real reward right there.
That's a good expression. I admit it. It's a good
Of course,
one.
we know that already, Harris's dad. He says Harris's favorite place to eat is the Waffle House.
This is very
I'm
true.
not going to the Waffle House, so I'm just going to leave that one off the table.
I'll go, but I'll be carrying my gun with me.
Yeah, I don't need to fight somebody
Don't worry,
who works
Randy.
there.
You have me. You have me. I'll be
Jonesy,
protection.
no, we're not going to call his friend Simple Jack. No. Firefighter says, pretty sure they prefer to be called with they, the pronouns, and not he and she. You need to be sensitive to little people pronouns.
That is not
I don't
at
think that's
all true.
What?
No,
The
it's
ignorance
not.
is just astounding. Zay says, does Triple H know how to change his own oil
Do I know how to change my own oil?
in your car?
Thanks. A part
Not
of
in your
it.
deep fryer.
Oh, no.
No, yeah.
He
my
is from the
car.
South. I mean, that's a fair cop right there.
I see where he's going with that. It's
He,
not very
he
nice.
doesn't, does he?
No,
He doesn't. If it took him this long to
Oh.
answer, the
I
answer
don't.
is no.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've taken it for oil changes. Yeah.
Oh,
Base
Harris.
Slapper says,
I did not want to. That was a shot. to
Fat
the
Man's
pride.
Pizza in Apache
Darn
Junction. He says that's the
Yeah.
best. Well, we're
We're
not
not going
asking
there.
what the
Again,
best is.
I would be packing if I had to go to Apache Junction.
Yeah. Ringless Joe says you'd cry if somebody pushed you. Well, I'd
What?
die if somebody pushed me over the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Mhm.
Bruno Baller says Nello's. Is that still on the east side? We're not doing this, guys. I don't want to. I
No.
mean, we found a place. We're all good here.
Yeah.
Chosen One says Spinatos is the best option for pizza and wings.
Wow.
Big George says, oh, Luminos is really good. I did
Spinatos.
not. Why did we do this? Buffalo Mike says, speaking of pizza and Jeffrey being a fellow East Valley guy, Vero's is an awesome place. Never heard of it.
Never heard of
Vero's.
it.
What
Yeah.
did he say? That
You sure you
pizza-
didn't mean Nero's, or is the V near the N, or is that
Never-
really what they're called?
Never heard of Vero's.
Ringless Joe, who, while we don't mind the change of subject because we're trying to get away from this, says Jokic is being squandered by the Nuggets. Okay, thank you.
Jokic is being squandered by
How's
the
he being
Nuggets.
They're not even
squandered?
playing right now.
I-
The Celtics are up 50-47 over the Magic in halftime. And why are you even bringing this up?
He's trying to start a deeper conversation. I think what he's
Oh,
saying.
you go find another show to do that with.
I think what he's saying. Yeah, I think what he's saying is the Nuggets are wasting Nikola Jokic's peak because they're not putting enough around him.
Okay,
Which-
great story. Thank you.
Yeah.
Booze and Raider says Brooklyn V best pizza. Okay, I don't want to do this. We're going to take a break. We come back. We're going to talk the draft. I'm trying to get started, and all we've accomplished is that Harris is a 12-year-old who wants chicken strips and pizza if he wins
Not
some
true.
draft picks. I don't know, something like that.
No.
That's all we've accomplished, and yeah, we'll go to a more expensive place. We'll get some better quality stuff. That's you would deserve it, Harris, if you get good picks.
Thank
So,
you.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We're talking football. Knock it off with the pizza. We're moving on. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Volunteering creates positive change. You can help people in your community facing adversity, offering them hope and a path to a better future. You will transform lives, find fulfillment, and discover a sense of purpose. Join the army behind the Salvation Army, dedicated to meeting human needs without discrimination. Discover how at salvationarmysouthwest.org. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time. They simply have the heart. Sponsored by the Salvation Army Southwest Division.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. T&Cs apply.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
It's money time for the NFL.
Free agent money.
The money is obscene. The free agent period is about to start, and some big names are looking to make a deal. Who will rake it in? Who will get turned away?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Which teams are buying and which teams are sitting on the sideline? We're all over the free agency scene. We're 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, your home for the NFL.
Steve Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and yep, 250,000 cheeseheads are going to go stumbling in to watch the draft, which is a kind of amazing thing when only 107 people live in Green Bay. So I guess 150,000 people are about to show up and clog every last toilet in the place.
Okay. All right.
That's sort of amazing. What a mess that's going to be. I mean, Detroit, they had 775,000 people show up over 3 days.
And, this is not going to be inside the stadium. I think it's going to be that mezzanine thing that they have out there, and it's going to overflow into the parking lot. I'm almost 100% sure on that.
Yeah. Also guaranteed to overflow every toilet in Green Bay.
Well, a lot of cheese there, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you get the cheese squeeze, then toilets aren't even a problem. But you know.
Well, you get the cheese and you get the beer going, from that Wisconsin beer.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of it, you got the bread products that they have.
There's going to be some locked up people. There's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be a lot of patient going on.
Yeah.
A lot of Walgreens, Rite Aids. Those will sell out of laxative products very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, 250,000 people showing up for this thing, and I don't know. I don't know what this is even going to look like. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. So, yeah, lots of trading of picks being rumored across the board, but the people who say they're going to pick at number one, the Tennessee Titans. They did come out and say, as we got towards the end of the process, we decided ultimately we're going to stay. Is this just more, more lip service? Like, we're going to stick with this. So people offer them more.
It could be. I mean, we
Who is
ultimately
worth
don't know.
trading up that far for other than Hunter?
That's it. Honestly, that's probably it. And some teams may see, we need a quarterback and we want to take Cam Ward, but
that he's not good enough to trade up a lot.
Yeah.
Hunter is worth maybe reaching up there a bit.
Yeah, you see, there's been those years where Jacksonville was clear for Trevor Lawrence and Bryce Young was going to be the guy. And so teams would want to trade up for that. Right now, there is not that guy in this NFL draft process from what it seems, from what GMs believe. And so the Titans are in a weird spot because no one wants to trade up that much is what it seems. But Browns and Giants, on the other hand, they might be getting some calls for Travis Hunter. So maybe Travis Hunter's the guy that teams really want to focus in on.
Well, Tankblood says, well, what if the Browns want Cam Ward? Maybe they try to trade with the Titans moving up.
Well, I don't know. That hasn't been rumored to happen. And the Browns do need a quarterback, but they did just sign Joe Flacco. And
well, I was reading again. I was reading on CBS Sports that the Giants and Browns were talking about moving down trading
Okay, yeah.
trading back.
Yeah.
Everybody is talking about going up or down,
Well, I
leaving
mean,
everything on the table.
I don't see anything that the Browns can do, in their position or the Giants, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's going to make a huge difference on this team. To me, and who am I? This draft is about offensive linemen and defensive linemen, wide receivers. I don't see any really other than Hunter. I don't see anybody that is a standout athlete in this draft.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, Abdul Carter is very much so a standout. I'm going to put Kelvin Banks in that category. A lot of people will disagree. He's not mocked that high. I'd say there are a couple, but sure, in terms of the QB position, it's a little bit low.
You're going to need to think about how desperate the Browns are. They're probably the most desperate to try to get a Cam Ward.
Highly.
Giants, well, they can get by with the silliness that they've done, but the Browns, they can't walk away without a quarterback.
Here's the thing about the Browns right now, and we look at their offense. Their O-line is good, but man, I talked about the situation thing in the first hour, how you have to put a quarterback in a good situation for him to thrive, right? You can't just do what's happened with Trevor Lawrence or Bryce Young. You've got to make sure he walks into that situation. Right now, the Browns have Cedric Tillman, Michael Woods II, and Jerry Jeudy as their receivers. Jerome Ford is their starting running back. And Flacco is the one quarterback on their roster and they signed Pickett too, and they still have Deshaun, I guess. But man, the one thing, you're not going to put this quarterback in an elite situation. So that's why I would draw back against the Browns drafting a quarterback. Yeah.
Well, do you have 100% inclination what the Titans are doing?
Not 100%, but darn near close. Cam Ward, the odds are skyrocketing for him to go number one. It was minus 20,000 at one point, based on someone asked him. Actually, I don't know if you guys saw this on social media. Name me your top 2 wide receivers, and he said Calvin Ridley and Treylon Burks.
Huh?
And the whole NFL. So it's looking like Cam Ward's going to be the guy.
Well, at least he thinks so.
At least he's confident. Yeah.
So again, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted in bringing this up because I don't like cheating. I don't like cheating, and I don't like cheaters. I really don't.
Okay.
That said, the Giants would actually be in position to draft Cam Ward if they went ahead and lost in week 17. They knew that then. It was a meaningless game for them, and yet they turned around and they won the game, and now here they are with the 3rd pick in the draft this year. Now, part of you says, what idiots. All you had to do is lose the game, and you'd have your new quarterback. Yeah. But the other part's like, well, that's not ethical. That's not moral. That's not correct. And that's, there's only, the 16, 17 games, and, well, you got to try to win them all, no matter what. You're not paid to lose. You're paid to try to win. So it's a hard one, but it is right there in your face. Hey, you would have had the first pick had you not won that game week 17.
Mm-hmm. But it might not affect them because honestly, them going after and signing Russell Wilson, right? They could still get their guy in Travis Hunter or even Abdul Carter. I don't think the Giants were looking to take a quarterback. Not sure. After
but of course
Russell
they're
Wilson.
not now. But if they had the first pick, they would.
Do you think that? I don't know.
That they would take Cam Ward
after them getting Russ? I don't know if they would.
They wouldn't have gone after Russ if they had the first pick.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
Well, there's no way of knowing because it didn't happen.
Based on what NFL GMs have said, too, one GM actually went out and said Cam Ward wouldn't even be a top 6 quarterback in last year's class. So some GMs are like very anti Cam Ward going in the first round. A couple GMs said they don't have a first round grade for any of these quarterbacks.
But the Giants are dumb.
And that's not to say Cam Ward would be a dumb pick. That's just to say I'm not sure. The Giants might not have lost on anything here. They could have gotten their guy that they wanted from all along.
Base Slapper wants to know who you're picking first. Can't tell you that. You're going to find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ralph from Harmon Solar says Cam Ward wasn't worth losing a game for.
Yeah.
But Ralph, maybe having that first pick was because then you would be worth more for somebody who wants to trade up.
Yeah.
You
That
could
could
get a
be
lot
one
more,
thing too.
collateral there.
It makes me remember a couple years ago, the other New York team, when the Jets were like awful, worst team in the league, and they ended up beating the Rams. And they were the ones that were supposed to get Trevor Lawrence, and they fell to number 2 because they beat the Rams and got Zach Wilson instead.
888-368-1580. So, it doesn't matter now, but, matter a little bit. Let's see. By the way, so Cam Ward, I guess Warren Moon is expecting that Cam Ward will be the guy. And Warren Moon says, I'm thinking about maybe letting him have number 1 if he gets drafted. He says, I'm thinking about it. So
does he want number 1?
Warren Moon might give Cam Ward number 1. Well, he was in college at Washington State and at the University of Miami.
Yeah.
But number 1's retired with the Titans. So I think Warren Moon, if he gave the thumbs up, they'd say, okay, well, temporarily we'll unretire the number for the new guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that could happen. But then again, Warren Moon is a Houston Oiler. And so that's where it's different. Like when Warren Moon is
it's retired with the team.
And so, yeah.
And I think the team would and should respect his wishes. And if Warren Moon says, hey, go ahead, kid, then
why not?
that's great.
Fine.
But if he doesn't, you need to respect
go along
Warren
with
Moon.
that. Heck yeah.
Don't retire my number and then take backsies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just weird.
When you retire a number, I mean, that's an oath, right? You're in history forever. And so
should be.
Yeah. Got to respect his wishes.
By the way, at the other end of your spectrum, Zach Wilson says he's going to wear 0 in Miami. He says, yeah, he's like Mariota when he had it. He's like, it was a reminder to myself that people think I can't do it anymore. Well, yeah, because we don't. We don't think that about Zach Wilson as well.
Yeah. I remember when Russell Westbrook, he said why he wore 0. It's because that's how many people he thought could guard him.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. That's a cool 0 right there.
Yeah, that's swagger right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like hearing that.
Swagger? Yeah. Some swagger.
Jeffrey.
I didn't use it wrong. I didn't use the term wrong, Randy.
I didn't say you did. I'm just saying I can't see swagger out of Russ Wilson.
I didn't want to see big brass balls. I didn't want to say that. So I said swagger instead. So there. All right, let's see. Oh, by the way, Shedeur Sanders, as you watch, I don't know what he's done or said, or maybe people are just coming to their senses. I don't know, but the odds are just really starting to say he's going to slide. They're saying that the Steelers are now favored to draft him.
Well, maybe, but there was on CBS Sports, there was an unnamed ex-Giants assistant.
Yeah, it's a cowardly thing.
That would say he wouldn't draft Shedeur Sanders. He's not that, quote, not that good, end quote.
Yeah, but why are they releasing that quote from somebody who's being anonymous? Why would the NFL go ahead and engage in that sort of thing just to see Shedeur's stock capital drop?
I mean, in his opinion, he said he would not take him because he's not that good. And he would advise.
Yeah, but the NFL didn't have to put that out like that.
Well, the NFL didn't. CBS Sports did.
That one came through the NFL itself.
Man,
the original
NFL draft machine has gotten freaking nuts. And by that, I mean, there's so many people that will say crazy things just for a click that we don't know who it's ultimately coming from. All this stuff that's coming right before the draft, I think there are certain angles that teams are taking to say, oh, he's not that good.
Or maybe they're saying that because they want to get better odds and they're going to bet the other way going, insider trading.
Ooh, Nancy Pelosi action here, but possibly.
Or you could say Nancy Pelosi. You could say, who's the blonde lady that hangs out with Snoop Dogg?
Oh, actually, I don't know who that is.
Martha
Stewart.
Martha Stewart.
Right. Yeah.
So, they're saying, according to Jonathan Jones from CBS, now he's saying that Cam Ward will be the only quarterback taken day one. He's saying Sanders probably is going to fall completely out of the first round.
Wow.
But then again, then you got other guys saying, "Oh, Jackson Dart probably going to go in the middle of the first round, according to the betting odds."
Yeah, that was a wow. According to the betting odds, that was a couple weeks ago. Jackson Dart was getting some serious traction, and so unpredictable draft, guys.
Yep. Going to be a lot of. You know what I'm feeling like we're going to feel at the end of this draft? We're going to be like,
possibly.
It's just. I don't know.
Next year's draft. Now the QB class then is going to be really good.
Are you excited about this, Harris, at all?
I am excited. I'm
So
always
you want
excited
Cam.
about the
I don't.
NFL draft.
You want Cam Ward?
Oh, you're asking if I'm excited about the
As
NFL
a
draft
fan.
or the Titans?
Not about the pizza and wings.
Are you?
Yeah.
So are you asking?
Titans fan? Titans fan.
He's really excited about the pizza and wings.
I'm excited about the pizza and wings. Don't get it twisted. I'm pumped about that. That I've been thinking about it quite a bit as we've done the show. I'll be honest, but I'll say, I'm a little bit, but not incredibly excited because
Randy is down at 16. I'm down at 14. I think the best way to describe us, Randy, and correct me if I'm wrong, is just we're curious. I wonder who we're going to get.
Yeah, I'm
not like excited.
Yeah, honestly,
You got the first pick. You should be excited, and you're not even excited about Cam Ward.
And look,
There you go.
I don't have disdain towards Cam Ward.
Well, I didn't say disdain,
I
but
just think
a little indifference, probably.
Yeah, I'm indifferent, right? I think that sometimes, and this comes to bite teams numerous years, where quarterbacks who are meant to go second, third round will get overdrafted because of a position need, and they'll force it, right? I have a suspicion that that's what the Titans are doing. Oh, we need a quarterback, and there's not a guy that has a clear first round grade. Let's just take a quarterback. We need it so bad at this point. Let's just do it. That's what I feel the Titans are doing. I don't think they're being super patient with Levis, and I think they have a generational talent that they're passing up.
Well, in the entire draft, the only thing I'm excited about is seeing how well Cam Scatterbo does. He visited the Lions, he visited the Titans, he visited the Cardinals and the Browns and the Giants.
Right.
He may have had more visits since then that I'm not aware of, but I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where he ends up in the second or third round. And
Man, if he goes to the Lions, I mean, knowing his kind of
he fits in there.
personality, he would fit in great there, wouldn't he?
You're so right, Randy. Absolutely right. Swazman says, Jeffrey, remember a few years ago when Lovie Smith went for 2 on the last play of the season and bounced Houston to the number 2 pick instead of the number 1, where they ended up taking Stroud to the draft position eventually? Well, that didn't really matter. And did you improve your team with the draft pick? No, probably not. I hear you, man. I hear you. Fire Sparter says, no. So Shadur Sanders going to his Pittsburgh Steelers. Beer Bob says the New England Patriots had the number 1 pick until they won their game in week 17, and then they fell to number 4. Gerard Mayo had a head coaching job until that week too, by the way.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate the Steelers taking Shadur. Honestly, I think it'd be good for them.
Ralph, why don't you just save your damn predictions for tomorrow when you're on the show?
I never said if that's gonna happen. I said it'd be good for them.
No, I'm talking to Ralph.
Ralph. Okay.
You hear me? Not everything's about you, Harris.
You're right.
That's a Gen Z, man. Ralph says Titans trade back to get a better player and get your quarterback next year. Why didn't you make that prediction tomorrow, Ralph? Is what I was trying to say there.
I would not be offended by that. I would love that, actually.
It kind of fits in with your philosophy of what you're kind of boiling up there for the Browns and the Giants too.
Yeah, don't put a quarterback in a bad situation. That's right.
All right. Well, being on your team is always a bad situation.
Wow.
I know, Jeffrey.
Titans
Wow.
stink.
We had Derrick Henry and AJ Brown.
Stink.
And we decided to trade.
Wow. A lot of hurt and hate there. A lot of
There's
hate.
no hurt.
There's a lot of hate.
There's not really hate.
Hurtfulness and hate right there.
You could
The
sense
Titans
it.
aren't
Just
even
oozing
worth
out of
hating
them,
on.
like a venomous
Wow.
snake.
Beer Bob
that?
says, not a Steelers fan, but I can see Cam Scatterbo fitting into that organization too. Oh, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. You're really right. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got on this date in big Georgia sports history and I don't know, something else. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original Latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again. Because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. we're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Water is Arizona's most valuable resource. And for over a century, Phoenix has led the way in providing reliable water services. Wherever you call home in Arizona, we all share the responsibility to conserve for tomorrow. Watch your water use, especially outdoors. Consider desert-friendly landscaping and water-saving appliances. Together, small changes can make a big difference. Learn more at phoenix.gov/water and help secure Arizona's water future. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix Water Services Department.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken karaage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
2025 NASCAR Championship Weekend.
October 31st through November 2nd. Experience the thrill of NASCAR racing at Phoenix Raceway. October 31st, it's the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship. November 1st, it's the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. And it all culminates with the NASCAR Cup Series Championship on Sunday, November 2nd. This event will sell out.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com for more.
Don't miss the NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway.
Get your tickets now.
Never again will you have to say, I missed that segment. I'm such a dinkus.
He's so lame.
Never miss an important segment, favorite host, or show again. Check out our podcast and listen whenever and wherever you want.
It's the reason Al Gore invented the internet.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. The now firefighters happy with the idea of having Cam Scadaboo on the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2, yeah. Ringless Joe says Will Levis was a second-round pick. So if Ward isn't at the level of a first-round quarterback, then the Titans aren't even trading for better. They're trading laterally, exchanging one mediocre quarterback for another, just because the mediocre one they selected had a bad season.
Well, I don't know that Cam Ward is better or worse than Mayonnaise Boy.
Yeah,
I would tend to say he's probably better. But is it worth making him your pick when you have a chance at a generational talent?
Yes, Randy. I'm not low on Cam Ward. It's not that I'm like a Cam Ward hater. It's that I see Travis Hunter here. And I wonder, a guy who played both sides of the ball in college at such a crazy good level, I saw what the team in Colorado was when he was out, when he was in. And I say, why do we skip that guy? That guy is so uber talented. And we're doing it because we believe we have to fill a need. There's no rush to win now.
Does he drive Lyft or Uber?
What do you say? Anyway, so the way I see it is,
I feel like that deserved an answer. That's fine.
The Titans, I think, are trying to fill a need here. And Cam Ward, I can see him succeeding in Tennessee. I think that could for sure happen. I just don't see a world where Travis Hunter fails. anywhere.
where Travis Hunter fails.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
He fails
I
if he
see.
doesn't have somebody to throw him the damn ball. So
Well,
it's
that's
like,
true.
I guess I'll be on defense till somebody comes to throw me the ball.
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, that guy fails. There's so many bad ways, like bad things that would have to happen for that guy to not succeed. I mean, he was at Jackson State and he was generational in high school. In Colorado, he was fantastic. And without him, they went like 1-4 the year he
Mhm.
got injured. So
Yep.
I'm a big Travis Hunter guy. That's been known throughout the show. I like Cam Ward. I just love Travis Hunter.
So let me tell you, there's two people who I think maybe one's dumb, the other one's not dumb. And I'll let you guys decide which is which. I'm
Okay.
not sure myself. But first headline, Jerry Jones teases two pretty substantive trades. Now, the reason I'd say that was dumb might be because the other headline says Micah Parsons indicates he won't do on-field work until he has a contract extension. And Jerry Jones was like, no, well, I mean, you should be at the voluntary off-season workouts because you're supposed to be a leader, and we're trying to elevate your leadership. Part of as we're trying to do this deal. So he's like trying to shame him, I guess, into going to that. Now, the other headline, Eagles center Cam Jurgens says he's going to spend his $68 million contract extension, at least some of it, on a TSA pre-check.
What?
That's like $75. I don't know if he realizes that's not like that $5 million gold card that Trump is putting out there for immigrants. But no, he says, he's like, I haven't given it much thought. I feel like I fly a lot, so I might look into that TSA pre-check thing. That's what I'll probably spend my money on. He says, I feel like that sounds like it's a good idea. I'm tired of waiting in line. I think I can afford that. So I'm going to look into that. Next time, I just see if I can get that done.
Wow.
Seriously, $75. I have that. I mean, can I tell you something? The TSA pre-check line is getting longer. It's almost like it's not saving you much time.
I
And
have
they're getting
noticed
quicker.
that.
They're getting quicker in the regular line.
Yeah.
So it's like,
in airports, I've noticed this.
I'm just saying it's not all it's cracked up to be there, Cam, but hey, live the dream. Live the dream.
It may have to higher the price.
So who's dumber? Jerry Jones for saying, oh, we got some big stuff coming, but not getting it done with Micah Parsons. Until, not getting him that contract extension.
Yeah.
He's going to be the highest paid player, not a quarterback in the NFL. If he's not, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, and he honestly deserves it.
Mhm.
With thing about Dallas is, man, like, yeah, Parsons is a great player. Honestly, you're in a position where you kind of need to pay him too. Like that defense without him is going to really struggle. So
I say Jerry Jones is dumber in this. He's the dumb guy.
Micah has a lot of leverage here.
Yeah, Cam
A lot of
Jurgens,
leverage.
he's just
I think
innocent.
He's just kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
He's
just doesn't know
kinda-
any better.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Jerry
TSA
Jones
project.
knows better, and he's just jerking his best player around. And he always does this, though. He always does this. That's why the Cowboys are the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it baffling that there was a time before I was born that Dallas was winning Super Bowls with him as the owner. That's crazy to me.
So my wife sent me this text from the Grand Ole Opry, and she sent a photo. Right?
Okay.
She sent a photo.
Okay.
And she says that what's going on there on the stage is the WSM radio show.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, if they put this on the radio, why did you have to spend $60 to go in there? And she also says she's wearing earplugs.
Because it's so loud.
Is it that loud? Wow.
Yeah, but I don't know. Anyway, Fish Tank says with the Micah Parsons deal, why can't these GM and player issues be resolved by Jerry saying, hey, if you come out to all the workouts and be a leader for the team, I'll give you the extension you want. They could keep it hush hush or write it in the contract or whatever. This holdout stuff gets old.
Yeah.
Well, do you
a lot
think
of
Jerry
pride.
is ever doing anything in the best interests of another human being other than Jerry?
Well, there's a lot of pride probably at stake here that I'd imagine that's limiting Jerry from that, and maybe even Micah Parsons as well. Parsons is probably getting advice from his agent That's probably who he's getting the advice from. So
we're running out of time, but
Okay.
Firefighter says, I tend to agree with you, Harrison, but they said the same thing about Caleb Williams last year being generational talent. Well, his first year was lackluster.
Well, but that wasn't all his fault either. So,
All right, we got to do this. We got to do this.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1964 at Colt Stadium in Houston, Texas, Ken Johnson became the first pitcher to lose a 9-inning no-hitter when the Cincinnati Reds beat the Houston Colts 45s 1-0. Here's what happened. Pete Rose, attempting to bunt, reached second base on a throwing error by the pitcher and scored the game's lone run in the top of the ninth inning when
Oh,
Nellie
my gosh.
Fox booted Vada Pinson's 2-out ground ball to second base.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Still the only person in Major League Baseball history to ever throw an official 9-inning no-hitter and lose the game.
Wow.
That's crazy.
A
That's
great
stat that'll
man
probably stick
once
around.
said, it's possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That
I
is
saw
life.
this guy that threw a no-hitter and still ended up giving 9 runs.
Do you even know who said that the amazing quote you just ignored, Harris?
No, actually, I did not have said that.
You didn't even hear the whole thing because you were talking.
I was thinking about when.
How dare you interrupt this quote from this great man?
My apologies, Jeffrey. I was.
I'm
going
going
to
to read it again.
Minor league. Yeah, read it again.
It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life.
I actually don't know
That
who said that.
is Ken Johnson. Well, I mean, the pitcher. He didn't
Yeah.
say it.
No.
Yeah, that's a fire quote. Very good quote. So
that was said by Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Starship Enterprise. There in an episode where Data, the robot guy, was playing a video game and lost.
There it is.
But it still applies.
It does. It's
Don't act like it doesn't.
No, it does.
Yeah.
Yep.
It does. That's a fire quote.
Try to sniff out the nerds. They're like, oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Somebody just nerdgasmed on their way home.
Oh, Jeffco.
All right, listen. So here's what's going to happen. We're going home now. And tomorrow we'll be back at 3 p.m. It's our draft special from 3 to 9 p.m. And of course, the boys from Weekend Warriors will be out at the spot in the West Valley, but we'll see you tomorrow. Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
Oh, I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harman Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmansolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmansolar.com.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start May 14th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
When you need help, 211 Arizona is just one call or click away. This free service connects you with vital resources across Arizona, housing and shelter resources that improve or save lives, utility assistance, food support, heat relief, and more. Speak with one of our live operators in English or Spanish. Simply call 211 or visit 211arizona.org for resources near you. We're here to help in your time of need. This message is sponsored by 211 Arizona.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN Prime Time. Live from the Circus Sportsbook in downtown Las Vegas on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Hour 3 of VSiN Prime Time alongside Jonathan Von Tobel. I'm Tim Murray. This time tomorrow will be an hour into the NFL draft. What shakeup, what surprise will we have found out? We'll discuss that here in just a little bit. Well, let's get you updated on what's unfolding. 2 NBA playoff games right now. The Cavaliers, a 19-point lead over the Miami Heat. It's 81-62, 8 and change to go in the third quarter. And then JVT, as we went to break, we discussed Kristaps Porzingis and his split